Well, hello and welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Lock, with an E. Well, as you can see, I'm wearing an apron in the kitchen, or as they say in France, dans la cuisine, or if they're speaking French accented English, in the kitchen. And we have, well, I was going to say two really amazing products for you tonight. Actually, we have several, but it's a busy week, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on Shop on TV. Here are some of the shows that are coming your way over the next few days. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, music memorabilia, Gary Ashburn back in the house. Very much looking forward to that. Sunday night into Monday morning, we've got the drone showcase. Brand new models of drone coming your way. Great way to turn your gold into money on Monday with Postgold for Cash. And Simple Laura back on Tuesday, helping you make sure that you make all the arrangements you need to make with wheels and such in order to, cater for all of those who remain after you have departed. Let's just put it like that. That's what's coming up this week. But also, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have the return of the Tower. The whole show is dedicated to Tower products. The Tower Vortex XL dual stack air fryer. This is an 11-litre air fryer, 5.5 litres per. Can save you 30% energy. You don't have to use oil if you want to cook healthier, or at least nowhere near as much. You use it for flavour rather than as the cooking medium, so to speak, because this uses hot air, superheated dry air in a vortex configuration in order to cook efficiently. And it's vertically stacked. 35% saving on your worktop space, and you can cook 4 different foods at the same time. Fries, steak, bake, wings, veg and DIY are your 6 preset meal, buttons, so you can literally just press it, set it and forget it. And you have Smart Finish and Match Cook, so you can either have 2 foods, 2 different temperatures, etc., finishing at the same time, or if you're batch cooking a whole bunch of stuff, then you can just set basically both compartments to the same temperature at the same time. There is a 3-year guarantee. It comes with a standard 1 year. However, you can register for free at Tower's website and get a 2-year extension, and you have to do that online, and that's basically so they know when you bought it and when the warranty starts from. So that is coming up. We've got loads of great demonstrations from a previous show, but also we have in this amazing extravaganza in the kitchen, we have the return, ladies and gentlemen, of my pans. These are literally, well, these aren't literally my pans, but I have 2 sets of these pans. If you can stick something to these pans, then I want to know about it, because I have not yet managed to do it. I cooked my dinner this very evening. In fact, I had the sauté pan, the 28-centimetre sauté pan, and the wok that you can see being used there, the 28-centimetre wok. And I was cooking mince beef in one, and I was sautéing cauliflower florets in the other for a wonderful, healthy medley of food. These have diamond non-stick, which is 7 times stronger and better and faster than regular non-stick on the inside and on the outside as well. And that, my oh my, a 5-year guarantee on the pans and a 10-year guarantee on the handles, because the handles are detachable, so they're not competing for space on your hob, which is great. But also it means you can put them in the oven. Put them in the oven, Rob? Yes, you can. As it says on the box, you can put these in the oven up to 260 degrees. So they stop being just pans and they become your roasting tins. They become your bakeware. Yes, you can make cakes, flans, lasagnas, moussakas, you name it. Bread, if you want to. In fact, the saucepans are great for making a lovely loaf of bread. And anything else that you'd like to do in the oven. Brown, so for example, you make a shepherd's pie, you can stick it under the grill and brown it off. I mean, really, these are so versatile. And what a price at $99.99. Down from $199.99. That is a market-beating price. If you went elsewhere, you could pay these prices. If you actually went directly to Tower, that's actually the stacking air fryer. But those prices also very, very keen, as you can see. But look, $169.99 for the pan set at Amazon. Hale Retail have got it for $169.99, and so do onbuy.com. We have the same set, all 13 pieces, 2 saucepans, 2 frying pans, a sauté pan, a wok, 3 glass lids, 2 silicone lids and 2 handles, all for $99.99. One of the main things about these is, A, they're very durable. They're actually cast aluminium. So they're not pressed out of a sheet of metal. They are cast, and that means that you don't get hot spots and things like that. They're safe to use on all hobs, including induction, Arga, Rayburn, you name it, gas, halogen, electric, the works. And they're just brilliant. They are so hardy and durable. I mean, you can really bash them and knock them around. You can really put them through their paces, and they just keep fighting back, and they just keep on going. They're so easy to clean up. I mean, I've cooked things that would normally burn into pans and just rinse under the sink, and off it comes. In fact, if you've ever burnt milk or any of those sort of things that just get stuck to the bottom of the pan, not a problem with these towel pans.
What I also want to show you as well,
snack in the bin.
Nowhere near the hob here, look at the amount of heat retention that you still have in these pans. Now, heat retention is really important because what can happen is if you've got like very thin inferior pans,
yes,
they aren't able to hold the heat. So it means that when you put something cold into the pan, it causes the temperature of the pan to drop, and that means that, like, say if you're sealing or searing a steak, you get that really lovely sizzle as it goes in, but then very quickly you lose that, and that's why things don't always tend to sort of seal and sear.
Can I ask you, Joe, because you're a professional chef, do you find these are comparable to, because you can pay, you know, 99 quid for a professional pan. I mean, that's not even going to cover.
You can pay that for one pan in a department store.
But so if it's stainless steel or if it's cast iron, do these compare well?
Yeah, I think the great thing about these is, you know, obviously job-specific pans have their place. What we're offering you here is a pan set that does everything. It means you don't need to have all of those individual styles of pans. But even further to that, it means that you don't need to have baking trays, roasting dishes, you know, all of those different things that you need. This, pretty much anything you're going to want to cook in your kitchen, you're going to be able to cook using these, because not only you've got a variety of sizes, you've also got a variety of shapes and styles as well. So from that big saute pan, which is in the oven, I'm just going to open that oven up so you get a little look at that over there.
Oh, it's cooking.
So a really lovely big chicken in there, roasting away in a saute pan. But you've also then got the wok, you've got traditional frying pans, you've got your saucepans as well. So no matter what you want to do, you've got all bases covered with this. Yes, please.
Right. Otherwise, it ain't going to cook. I love the fact you can put it in the oven up to 260 degrees, 10-year guarantee on the handles, 5-year guarantee on the pans. Sorry, it's 230 degrees our information says, but all right, we'll go with that. And again, you've got a nice rigid bottom, haven't you,
You
Joe?
have. Now, this is really important because
the pans are quite strong too.
The bonded stainless steel base, what that means is that you're able to put this onto induction. So lots of us already have induction, and loads more of us using induction now. So they are induction safe as well as all other heat sources. Let me just show you this milk, because this milk is burning away
it's
in here at the moment.
It's stankin'.
All I'm going to do, look, is just take a wooden spoon. So I wouldn't use metal utensils in here. Wood, plastic, nylon or silicone is going to be absolutely fine. But that was burnt milk, and again, you are just able to wipe that away, which is fantastic. Give that a little bit of a wipe out, and that is good to go, ready for the next job.
It's the only time I can think of that a wipeout is a good thing. These are brilliant. In fact, you know what? Instead of me standing here waxing lyrical, although I will just prove to you if our producer is on the ball, as I believe he is. I have 2 sets of these pans, as I mentioned, and people go, yeah, right, sure, Rob. Well, I photographed them. So this here is my that's my stack of pans in our crew house in Warrington. I use the little pan protectors just because I'm fancy. You don't have to. They are hard wearing enough to not really need to, as long as you don't scratch them around too much. And then there is the saute pan on the hob. There it is. I haven't got an induction hob that's sort of installed, so that's why I've put an induction hob on the top, because you can get these pans really hot and you can really sear the food, because searing, browning is flavour. And then there, you'd almost think, be forgiven for thinking that those were identical photos, but now we've actually gone 239 miles south, because that's my flat in South London. All right, Croydon. And I've same setup. As you can see, I'm a creature of habit. And here's my little stack. I'm a bit fancier in my actual home because I've got these lovely stainless steel shelves, as you can see. I've got a slow cooker underneath there. That's an air fryer on top. And if you look just in the corner, you can see my Polti Coffea as well. So, yeah, I use these literally every single day. And One of the reasons that I'm, or have been enlarged around the waistline is because, you know, with the job I do, and I'm making excuses, I like rubbish food, or did like rubbish food. So it's takeaway, 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 takeaway. But I can whip up in these pans something that is tasty, delicious even, and something that is also nutritious and healthy in less time than it takes for a delivery driver at 3:30 in the morning to get to my home. And ultimately to deliver food that sounds good in your head and looks good and maybe you think is going to taste good, but is actually completely cold and soggy and not good at all. And costs in London about £25 per person for a basic takeaway, even like a Mackey's, you know, or other burger joints are available. 25 quid for the basics, you know, 25 quid for a large fish and chips. I mean, it's ludicrous, the pricing. I went to Sainsbury's the other day and bought 10 days worth of food, plus a load of other supplies, and I spent 200 quid. So I know that was quite a big bill, but I had to just run out of everything, you know what I mean? But when you think about it, when you break it down to what I'm actually paying for food on a daily basis, because I have the ability to cook them really, really well and quickly and easily, because for me, it's all about faff. I like to defaffify my life because if something's too much of an effort, particularly when I'm tired and I've had a long day and it's 10:30 at night and I'm like, oh, blimey, I haven't eaten yet, which happens almost every day. I want to be able to do something that is quick, but also good. And that's where these really come into their own. So I'm going to transport you now, ladies and gentlemen, to another time, another place, another dimension, another reality, where Paul Brodell and Matt McNamara took over the show. Oh, sorry, no, apparently we're not doing... I thought we were going to... apparently we're not going to them. Sorry, I missed my director telling me that we're actually going to Joe Rembrandt's and this geezer called Rob, is that right? And what's that? He wrote a book, didn't he? Salman Rushdie. Oh, they're making some quick salmon.
What I'm going to do here, we've got a couple of pieces of salmon in there, so I've got a really lovely colour on those. No oil or fat whatsoever on these salmon fillets in here. But what we're going to do is we are going to just finish these off with a little bit of cream cheese.
The other thing I want you to know, folks, when you use a good pan, just like these, so this was the steak that Joe did, because now you can get them nice and hot, you can sear meats, particularly in this case steaks. By searing it, it locks in the juices. I personally find that all food I cook in this pan, like steaks or if I do chicken, it comes out incredibly succulent and juicy. And that's flavour. Sorry, looking at the wrong camera. I thought I was talking to that one before, sorry. Can't see the lights tonight. It just tastes better. So if you're making food that you want to taste good, optimise the flavour, they're brilliant at that too. But at the end of the day, what are you using them for? To make food. You know what I mean? Mm.
Oh, really, really good, aren't they? And the other great thing is about these that I love is it doesn't matter if you're brilliant or terrible in the kitchen. Absolutely anyone can use these, which is fantastic. So it means no matter what sort of, level in the kitchen you are, no matter what style of cook you are, absolutely everyone is going to be able to take advantage of these and use.
Well, you don't have to be a great cook because you've got great pans.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So it doesn't matter what style you're using in here either. So in here what I've got, this is something I've done quite a bit at home actually. All I'm going to do, I've taken some cream cheese and we're going to melt this cream cheese down in the salmon. And we're also going to take a little squeeze of lemon, which is here somewhere, there it is, as well. So in with a little bit of lemon juice into there. And then I'm also going to throw into here a little bit of dill too, and then we're just going to allow that just to sort of simmer away gently. And what that will turn into is a really lovely creamy dill sauce to go with that salmon. It will sort of poach as well in the sauce, which is amazing.
That's you could do, creme. Well, no, actually, that's a really great keto. In fact, that's almost, I'd say, that's carnivore.
Yeah, really, really easy.
Julie and James from Stoke-on-Trent. Hi, how you doing, folks? They say, can I just say how amazing the two presenters are on TV tonight selling the tower saucepans? You sure can. She says, I've had the best time watching, or the best time ever watching the comedy duo selling. What a great show.
Oh,
I didn't even think we were doing that much comedy tonight. I get told off when I do comedy.
Wait till the real jokes start.
Honestly, I get paid a fortune in the entertainment industry to be funny. But on here, I almost lose my job every time I'm on there. Jeff says, please can you tell if the lids can go in the oven? No. So you don't put the lids in the oven, and you don't put the handles in the oven. Obviously, you don't put the silicone lids in the oven. But You can use the handles to put the pans into the oven and retrieve them from the oven, and they're perfectly safe to use on the hob, obviously. And can you confirm if it's 230 or 2... Now, look, can I be honest here? And I apologise. I do apologise for this. It's the first time this has been brought to my attention. On the box, right here, it says 260 degrees. On the graphics that were provided to us by Tower, it says 230. So at this point, because it's late at night and nobody's awake, we can't confirm. But let's just say...
260.
Is it 260?
Well,
he says 260.
I've always
at least 230.
I've always known it to be 260. So
right.
It was surprising when I saw it on the graphic at 230.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. We just want to be safe. But
yeah, of course.
Look, a lot of ovens, this one only goes up to 250. My oven...
Mine's dead posh at home, 270.
Ew, look at you.
I know, it's got a pizza setting that goes to 270.
Oh. Sorry, I went all Frankie Howard there. I mean, honestly, most things you cook are 180 or 200 degrees anyway.
And that's
so it doesn't really matter.
The great thing about it is that a lot of oven-safe pans, when they claim to be oven-safe, are oven-safe up to about 160 degrees, and
which is nothing.
That's not really that good unless you are slow cooking something or, you know, casseroling something.
Also, to
you're
be
not
honest,
going to
Joe,
get much use out of it.
You know, if it was 230 and you put them in the oven, if it was 231 and they just collapse, they're not going to collapse. So of course, there's tolerance. They can go a lot hotter than this stated.
Yeah.
So we'll say between 230 and 260 degrees, because you're never probably going to cook at that temperature anyway. Look at that. That's lovely.
It's so incredible. And such an easy thing to do.
Is so good. Oh, hello.
There's a lemon in there, some cream cheese, and that is it really. I'm going to plate this up and show you, because even though we've got like a really, you know, quite a sticky, creamy sauce in there, it's still not going to be an issue whatsoever for these pans, I know.
Can I just say I really appreciate that compliment from our viewer there.
Very lovely.
Because we had one last night where basically I was
usually we get loads of complaints
because we were so bad.
Usually we get loads of complaints, so yeah, it's lovely. Welcome change.
Everyone's a critic, right?
I'm just going to show you, this salmon's probably going to break up as I take it out because it's so delicate.
Yeah,
but there's our salmon.
My son David's looking at that longingly, like it's
really beautiful.
The love of his life.
A really lovely, easy, creamy sauce with a little bit of lemon and dill on the side of there as well.
Do you know, these are really good for cream sauces. In fact, you're going to see, not cream sauces, cheese sauces. In fact, when we get into, ITV and STV are joining in a couple of minutes, and when we get into it, which we will, Paul Brodell, celebrity chef Paul Brodell, he's going to show you his quick cheese sauce, and I make that sauce. In fact, I was making that sauce before I saw Paul do it, and it's basically double cream butter and cheese. And in these pans, you can do it. You can do it because they don't stick. And I mean, one of the live shows I've done in the past, we thought we'd try to stick different things to the pans, and we got down to literally pouring just raw sugar onto the pan, and so obviously it melted and caramelized, and it literally just floated around the pan. If it was stainless steel, it would have glued itself on. But then I thought, all right, okay, let's let it cool down. And it was on there, and I have to say, it really put these pans through their paces, because I had to really kind of get a spatula under it, but eventually it did just pop off. But the difference is that even if you do find something that is tough or tougher to get off, at least it comes off. Whereas if it's sticking to this, any other pan, any other kind of non-stick I can think of, certainly anything that isn't non-stick, the chances are extremely good that that pan's going in the bin. And for $99.99, you do get 2 silicone lids. I mean, they're probably pennies on the pound, so don't even include those. But for the pans and the lids, when you break it down, it's just a few quid per pan. There's such amazing value for money. And I promise you, this is the reason I use 2 sets of these instead of my expensive set of saucepans in the cupboard that just sit there gathering dust, is because they are the best pans I've ever used. I believe that for the money, they're the best pans that money can buy. So, all right, anyway, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do it all again. Stand by, stay tuned. More coming up with ITV and STV after this. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Lock, with an E. Well, that was a bit lacking, with an E. There we go. Today is actually Black Friday. It's actually the actual Black Friday today. Right now, in America, or a little bit later on, because are they ahead of us or behind us? I can't work it out. They're ahead. They'll be sleeping out. Literally camping outside of department stores, ready to do what they call a doorbuster and get in the morning to get those deals. Whereas all you've got to do is sit back and relax and enjoy. And I've just realised I'm standing in the wrong place. But that's OK, because you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a busy week ahead here at Shop on TV. Yes, we do. Tomorrow night, well, actually, technically, it's tomorrow morning, so just after midnight on Saturday, Friday night to Saturday morning, music memorabilia. It's the return of Gary Ashburn, and we've got some amazing gold and platinum discs for you, loads of autographed, signed photos. I mean, just brilliance galore. Drone showcase, brand new drones, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Yes, Richard Meyer is here with an all-new lineup of the latest and greatest drones at great prices, great Christmas gifts, of course. Then Sunday night into Monday morning, we've got Post Gold for Cash. If you want to turn your unwanted gold into cash, that's the show to watch. That'll be with me. And then Sean and Hayley return on Tuesday, so that's Monday night into Tuesday morning, with Simpler Law and some great solutions for getting a will to make sure that provisions are made for when you depart this mortal earth. Is it a mortal earth? Well, you know what I mean. When you shuffle off the mortal coil. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a great show for you tonight. As you can see, I'm ready in my apron. We are going to be cooking up a storm, as Paul Brodell would say. This is back. This is the time to get it. Christmas is the time, isn't it? If you're the one doing the cooking and you want some extra help, Santa's little helper in the kitchen, this is from Tower. It is the Vortex XL dual stack air fryer. Because it is vertical, the drawers stack on top of each other, you could save up to 35% of the space on your countertop. Also, about roughly 30, it depends on your tariff, but about 30% savings in energy bills, costs. So that's good news. And you can cook a lot of food just like it was you in your real, not real, this is a real oven, in your regular big oven, in that thing, but without the preheat and without all of the wasted energy. Let's have a little look at some of the features of this. It is superb. It's revolutionary technology for crispier, tastier foods. It's superheated dry air, but it swells very, 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 very quickly in a vortex motion, and that's what gives you that extra crisping. 5.5 litres per basket, vertically stacked, as I said, 11 litres in total, saving up to, I mentioned this already, 35% on your worktop space. And you can cook not 2, but 4 different foods using the 2 stacked baskets because you've got trivets inside. There are presets as well. You've got fries, steak, bake, wings, veg, and you can DIY, in other words, manual. And you can do smart finish to have 2 different foods at different temperatures, different cooking times, finish at the same time. Or you can match cook, so if you're doing the same thing in both baskets, then they will be the same temperature and the same cooking time, and obviously finish at the same time too. 3-year guarantee. Now, it comes with a standard 1-year manufacturer's guarantee. However, if you register online with Tower when you get yours, free, it doesn't cost you anything, just so they know when the guarantee starts from, essentially, you'll get an extra 2 years. So you'll get a 3-year guarantee. The prices are superb as well. We are at $86.99. We always try to beat the prices of our competitors if we can. Tower have got it for $99.99. Curry's at $97.99. Very at £94, and Curry's. Oh, we've got 2. You know, it's at Curry's. Hang on. We've got Curry's there twice, and it's 2 different prices. Let's fix that, shall we? But anyway, our price is $86.99, and that's all you need to know about. So that is coming up in the show. Also in the show, we have the return, ladies and gentlemen, of my pans. Literally, I have 2 sets of these. They are, I believe, genuinely the best pans that money can buy for the price. At $99.99, we are massively market beating. And the thing about these, they have black diamond non-stick. You can't stick anything to these. I've tried. Well, I say anything. I haven't tried everything. But have a look at these in action. This is a very quick cheesy sauce. That is double cream cheese and a little bit of butter. And they are such good non-stick. 7 times stronger, 7 times superior to regular non-stick. Inside and out. So you don't need any extra oil to cook. I mean, you can use it if you want for flavour, which is what I do. I cook in butter mostly, or olive oil. But look, even this thick teriyaki sauce, nothing in regular cooking is likely to stick to these pans. And what a bargain as well, 13 pieces. So you actually get 2 saucepans, an 18 and a 20 centimetre. You get 2 frying pans, a 24 and a 28 centimetre. You get a sauté pan or a multi-pan, 28 centimetre, and even a wok, which you can see being used there, also 28 centimetre. 3 glass lids, 1 for each, and they're tempered glass with a silicone rim, steam vent as well, great handles on them. And they are for the saucepans, but you also get a 28 centimetre lid, glass lid, which will fit on any or all of the 28 centimetre pans. 2 handles, and they are detachable. So not only does this mean they don't compete for space on your hob, they don't, and I guess they're a little bit safer as well if you've got little hands in the house that might grab a handle or something. Obviously, you know, you still exercise maximum safety around the pans, but you know where I'm going. However, the big reason the handles come off is because, ladies and gentlemen, these go in the oven up to, as the box says, 260 degrees Celsius. My oven doesn't even go up to that temperature. That means that these stop being just pans and they become your roasting dishes, your roasting tins. They also become your bakeware. You can do cakes in these. You can do bread. You can cook, I don't know, moussakas and shepherd's pies and toad in the hole and lasagnas, and you'll get in this sauté pan, you'll get a whole big chicken in there quite happily, even a sort of a small to medium-sized turkey. So these are brilliant, and they're so easy to clean. Honestly, I use mine tonight. In fact, I've got 2 sets of these, like I said. So we have a crew house in Warrington near the studio. We're now in Manchester, our studios. But we have a crew house in Warrington. I have a set there, and I also have a set in my flat in Croydon, which I don't really see these days. So here is my setup in Warrington. So that's an induction hob that I bought separately because the one underneath isn't induction. And the great thing about these pans is you can get them really, 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 really hot. So they cook, they sear, they brown, they lock in flavour. And that's what it's all about, flavour at the end of the day. And the rest of the pans in Warrington, you can see, are here. I'll use the little pan separators, but that's just because I'm fancy. You don't have to if you don't want to. I used the wok and the sauté pan tonight, so I sautéed cauliflower florets in butter at high temperature, so they were beautiful and golden brown and soft and succulent and tasty and sweet. And then minced beef, which I seasoned in the wok and then sort of mixed the two together. It was delicious. And then in London, here are my London pans. You can see that the hob's slightly older, and so's those are about, oh gosh, what, 2 years old now. They just keep on going. You can't stick anything to them that no food, normal food stuff anyway, that I've managed to do. And the non-stick, as I say, is on the outside as well as the inside. You can put them in the dishwasher, but I've never done it. I've seared I've seared just about everything, things that would normally burn onto other pans, and I rinse these under the tap, and literally just the dirt's gone. Oh, not the dirt, what would it be? The remnants of the food. The cleanup is so easy. So at Christmas or whatever you're celebrating at this time of year, if you are just absolutely if you have zero interest, as I used to hate when I was a kid, I have PTSD over this. Honestly, having to do the washing up after Christmas dinner, well, it's going to be so quick with this. Honestly, you'll be done in no time, sitting down having a sherry. And as I say, if you're worried about burning something, whether it's milk, whether it's cream, whether it's cheese, whether it's eggs, forget it. You can't. You just can't. It won't work. Like, for example, if it was milk that you spilt in the pan, don't cry over it and don't even worry at all, because it ain't going to stick.
What I also want to show you as well,
snack in the bin.
Nowhere near the hob here, look at the amount of heat retention that you still have in these pans. Now, heat retention is really important because what can happen is if you've got like very thin inferior pans,
yes,
they aren't able to hold the heat. So it means that when you put something cold into the pan, it causes the temperature of the pan to drop, and that means that, like, say if you're sealing or searing a steak, you get that really lovely sizzle as it goes in. But then very quickly you lose that, and that's why things don't always tend to sort of seal and sear.
Can I ask you, Joe, because you're a professional chef, do you find these are comparable to, because you can pay, you know, 99 quid for a professional pan. I mean, that's not even going to cover.
You can pay that for one pan in the department store.
But so if it's stainless steel or if it's cast iron, do these compare well?
Yeah, I think the great thing about these is, you know, obviously job-specific pans have their place.
Yeah.
What we're offering you here is a pan set that does everything. It means you don't need to have all of those individual styles of pans. But even further to that, it means that you don't need to have baking trays, roasting dishes, you know, all of those different things that you need. Pretty much anything you're going to want to cook in your kitchen, you're going to be able to cook using these, because not only you've got a variety of sizes, you've also got a variety of shapes and styles as well. So from that big saute pan, which is in the oven, I'm just going to open that oven up so you get a little look at that over there.
Oh, it's cooking.
So a really lovely big chicken in there, roasting away in a saute pan. But you've also then got the wok, you've got traditional frying pans, you've got your saucepans as well. So no matter what you want to do, you've got all bases covered with this. Yes, please.
That's right. Otherwise, it ain't going to cook. I love the fact you can put it in the oven up to 260 degrees, 10-year guarantee on the handles, 5-year guarantee on the pans. Sorry, it's 230 degrees our information says, but all right, we'll go with that. And again, you've got a nice rigid bottom, haven't you?
You have. Now, this is really important because
the pans are quite strong too.
The bonded stainless steel base, what that means is that you're able to put this onto induction. So lots of us already have induction, and loads more of us are using induction now. So they are induction safe as well as all other heat sources. Let me just show you this milk, because this milk is burning away in here at the moment.
It's stankin'.
All I'm going to do, look, is just take a wooden spoon. So I wouldn't use metal utensils in here. Wood, plastic, nylon or silicone is going to be absolutely fine. But that was burnt milk, and again, you are just able to wipe that away, which is fantastic. Give that a little bit of a wipe out, and that is good to go, ready for the next job.
It's the only kind of wipeout I like. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I love about this is that the depth of this is about the same as you'd expect with a regular air fryer. That's about 44, 45 centimetres. We'll give you exact dimensions in a minute. But the fact is that normally it would be the same width, whereas this is not. It's basically half the width, which also means that and one of the ways that they try to make these a bit sort of space saving, so that was 46.5, I was close enough. 26.3 wide. Now, normally that would be double, it'd be about 50 centimetres wide, 43.3 high. However, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, that what often manufacturers will do, unless you've got a big workspace and unless, like me, you just go for the big XL thing. I mean, it's this wide. It takes up, I mean, in my flat in Croydon, I've got my hob and I've got just enough space on the right-hand side just for an air fryer, for an XL air fryer. So what often a lot of manufacturers will do is they'll reduce the size of the baskets. Whereas this, you've got really big baskets. 5.5 litres per basket is a lot, 11 total. But because it stacks high, you don't lose, you don't have to sacrifice anything when it comes to space. Now, each drawer, and these are beautifully designed as well, and that's the thing about Tower, everything's just, you know, it's really well made. There are trivets inside. So you have these, which are also trivets, I suppose. Those go in the bottom. And the point of those is that they keep the food off the bottom, so you don't get a soggy bottom on your chicken or whatever, because you get a whole chicken in here quite happily. But also you can see they're groovy, baby, and that allows the air to circulate around. So you'll get browning from the bottom. So you do a whole basket of wings and what have you. You've got this vortex of superheated dry air that is not just permeating the food, but also swirling around it. That's me doing a swirly action. Now, the other thing, though, that look, if you want to do two things in one drawer, you can, because basically you've got the same configuration in both drawers. These trivets go in the top, which are halfway up. Halfway up the pan is the trivet I use. And you could do frog's legs. Oh, that was a bit harsh, wasn't it? But so if you've got two foods that cook at the same temperature and the same time, then you can have, I don't know, you could have, say, chips in the bottom and some meat on top, and then or veggies. The beautiful, wonderful, tasty juices of the meat will drip down onto the vegetation below. And oh my, what a lovely meal it will be. So you've got both of those, and they're super easy to clean. They're all non-stick. So again, you can generally, I don't think I've ever put my air fryer basket into the dishwasher. You can, but you don't have to. A little soak, even if I do a steak or something like that, a little soak in some warm water with some washing up liquid just for a few minutes, and then it just comes off. So you've got both of those. like so. And then on the top here, now I'm doing this backwards. I'm going to get T-shirts made that say shopping presenters do it backwards. You press the button, and then you've got your display. So you've got like a play pause button, which speaks for itself. That's how you start and how you finish. You've got a manual button. You've got all your, down the bottom, these are all your different presets. And then you've got your time and your temperature here. Now, I can't see any of this because A, my eyes are terrible, and also I'm doing it, I'm literally out behind it all. Does that say Smart Finish? So you've got Smart Finish and Match Cook. So if you choose Smart Finish, you can basically set, I'll try and do this backwards. I have no idea how successful this will be. So that's the wings, 200 degrees Celsius. Somewhere on here is a time temperature. Is that it? Is that one? Right, so you see 20 minutes, 200 degrees, right? So is it on Match Cook at the moment? So, okay, but I want to do Smart Finish. Is that Smart Finish there? Sorry, everyone. Right, so that's Smart Finish. If I select that, now I should be able to choose something else. Oh, okay, so I've just selected a different, let's go back to wings. So where's 2? I can't see it. Do you know what? I'm coming round the front. Sorry, this is ridiculous. So there's a 2 here somewhere. Now I've got my glasses and I can't see. Far left. Oh, 2. There we are. Right. Okay. So you see. So that's now my second thing. So now I can choose. I don't know what that was, but I've selected it. So that's bake 170 degrees. And again, you can check the time and the temperature. And if you want to change that, let's say, for example, you wanted to go a bit more than 15 or a bit more than 170, then you can increase that. What did I do there? There we go. So I can increase that a little bit, you see? So I'm going now, and if I hit it again now, it's time, and I'm going to do that for 16 degrees. So that's now set 2 different temperatures and 2 different times, and then I would just hit start to play. Now, if I wanted to do Match Cook, which is this here, then we go back to the first basket, and is that Match Cook there? If I hit Match Cook, then that's set them both to essentially to the same. So I've got temperature and time. So both baskets. Oh, hang on a minute. Is that right? I'm just trying to sit. I'm so sorry. I'm doing this back to front. So anyway, with Match Cook, essentially you can have them both set to the same temperature. I think because I've set 2 of these here. Hold on. Let me try again. So Match Cook. Do you know what? Instead of me trying to do it backwards when I can't see a blooming thing, we've got Joe Remblance with Sean and Hayley from Another Day, Another Time, Another Dimension, and here they are to take you through just how great this is.
Med veg in the bottom of there, some salmon fillets, no oil or fat on the salmon whatsoever. There was a tiny little bit of oil already mixed in with the vegetables. So I'm going to show you how you program this.
Because it's really easy to work.
The interface is so simple.
Great.
Love that you've got a really nice touch screen on here as well, so there's nowhere for any sort of food debris to get, which is really nice and hygienic. And all I'm going to do is turn this on. Now you've got options when it comes to cooking with this. So you can cook with any of the predetermined functions. So you've got fries, wings, steak, veg, bake or DIY. Now, when it's like wings, for instance, or I just know steak is going to give me full temperature, you're going to do more than the things that are on there with those functions, and you'll get used to that very quickly. So I then have our number 1 and our number 2. So you can see if I hit number 2, I'm controlling the bottom drawer. Number 1 is controlling the top drawer. So in the top one, we're going to do fish, and I'm going to just do this myself. So I'm going to pop this onto 180. Let me just pop that onto there, 180, and that will go on for 12 minutes. Now, and then I'm going to press number 2, and now I'm again independently setting this. You can just use one at a time if you want.
Okay.
You don't need to use both of these. And all I'm going to do is hit veg. It's going to give me 190 for 10 minutes. I'm going to just knock that up slightly. He says, turning it down to 15 minutes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that Smart Finish function, and then I'm going to press start. So what you'll see is the left side is being held whilst the right side, the bottom shelf, has started counting down. It really is clever. And that is it. Other than giving that salmon a turn and the veg a shake halfway through, you know that is done. It's like a real meal machine, this.
Yeah.
It's that easy. Honestly, the minute we threw to that little video, and I wasn't pushing the button hard enough and it worked fine. It's honestly really, really, really simple to use. Even I can do it under normal circumstances. Remember, the prices are superb. You are saving money on, and you know, with electronics and things like this, it's really hard to be competitive because, you know, the margins, as they say, are very skinny. But Tower have got it for $99.99. It's $97.99 at Curry's, Very at $94, and it was Argos who have got it at $94 as well. We are at $86.99 for the same, exactly the same kit and caboodle, everything identical inside the package. And of course, you can spread it interest-free with PayPal Pay and in three, £30.98 a month. By the way, can I just say a huge I do apologise. I should have said this at the top of the show. An enormous welcome to everybody watching us on ITVX. We are now broadcasting live on ITVX, so you can watch us through the ITV website, on the ITV app, and or if you've got a smart TV that's also running ITVX. So if you're watching us for the first time on ITVX, we've actually been around on ITV for 2 years, and so welcome to the party. We're really glad to have you, and your trusted shopping show here on ITV1 and also STV. So enjoy the items. We'll be here every single night between midnight and 3. 7 days a week, about 360 days a year, roughly. Just to remind you, we're going to go back to our Tao pans in a moment. They are brilliant. I know a lot of you are waiting for them. Give me 5 minutes. It's got an auto off, by the way. 5 minutes. We'll show you one more clip of the oven. If you've got any questions as well, we're live. I am live. Look. Ow! See? So feel free to drop me an email, studio@shopontv.co.uk. And I will happily answer the question. It can be any question you like about anything, really. I mean, try and keep it related to the products if you can, but, you know, I'll have a go. I'll have a go at anything. Throw me what you will if you want to shout out a happy birthday, happy anniversary, any of that kind of stuff. I'm your dancing clown. Do you know who's not a dancing clown? Joe Remblance. What he is a damn good cook.
Chips that taste like those homemade deep-fried chips, but with
they're
no
like
oil or
fish
fat.
and chip shop chips, but they're low-fat chips, honestly, because a potato isn't unhealthy. We have a jacket potato and some amazing jacket potatoes coming up, and we'll think that's a healthy meal. So the potato isn't full of calories. It's actually the oil we cook them in normally that gives them all the calories. So you have got low-fat, super tasty, super hot, gorgeous chips.
Actually, you have now regular chips when you deep fry them are around about 25 to 30% fat, so they're really, really high in fat. And oil is basically, you know, probably the most calorific thing. We have over 8,000 calories per litre no matter what kind of oil it is that you are using. So the great thing about this is you only need to use a tablespoon of oil in order to create these. So we're looking around something that's around about 3 to 5% fat, really crispy on the outside, beautifully light and fluffy as well at the same time. And air frying, when air frying started, this style of air fryer has been around since 2012 now. This is what people bought air fryers for, to create you know, things that traditionally we would deep fry, but in a much healthier way. But then what we've realised is that it's such a great way of cooking so many different foods. It's such an energy efficient way of cooking as well. You know, we're talking about using up to 70% less energy with this particular machine, which is amazing. And also the timings, you know, up to 30% faster. Now we don't preheat with this, so everything that I've cooked in here so far is from a cold start. And these jacket potatoes have taken about 50 minutes from start to finish.
And they are the tastiest.
That perfect finish, the crispy on the outside. Look how
they're
fluffy
rubbish
they are.
out of the microwave, aren't they? They're quick in a microwave, but they don't taste like a proper jacket potato. In here, honestly, just seems to make them so creamy inside. I feel I don't need so much better. They're so delicious.
Yeah, it's such a variety of food that you'll cook. You've also got preset programs on this machine. It takes up less space on the counter because it's upright rather than wide across.
Yeah, so even if you've got a smaller kitchen, but you still want a larger air fryer, you can cook for a family of up to 8 with this. But actually, you can have 4 different layers as well.
That is a great
I've never seen an air fryer like this.
11 litres, ladies and gentlemen, 2 layers in each, 4 cooking methods, dual basket technology, a digital display, and the Vortex technology means you can use 99% less fat. Use it for flavour rather than as the cooking medium, and you can save up to 70% on energy. I misread that on the box. Oh, I see, yeah. Anyway, you know what? It's a really, really good air fryer. If you've been looking for an air fryer, you want one that saves you counter space, you absolutely can with this. But we're going back to the pans for now. please get these. We don't have a lot left in stock. They are brilliant for this time of year. They're brilliant for all year round. If you've got a caravan, if you have a student in the family who's maybe heading off for the first time to university or college or something like that, because I actually originally got the first set of these, the ones we have in London, for my son, because he likes to cook. And so I thought, well, I'll get him something. I don't want him using my best pans that are 500 quid's worth, sitting in the cupboard doing nothing. And these turned out to be so good that that's all we use. And that's why I got another set. That's the minute that we ended up with a crew house and I've got my own little kitchenette. Right, I'm getting myself another set because they are that good. And non-stick inside and out. They are cast aluminium. So a lot of pans, the cheaper pans, they're pressed out of a sheet of metal. So it essentially stretches the metal and you can get weak areas, thin areas, thick areas, and you can get hot spots. You will not get hot spots with this. The bottoms of these, they're induction compatible. You can use them on Arga Raven. I mean, you could use them on a campfire or even a log fire or an open fire if you know, out in a field somewhere, I would imagine. They are brilliant. They really are. Everything cooks beautifully evenly. They're super easy to clean because just nothing sticks to them that I've been able to find. I will try one day just some super glue just to see if super glue actually sticks to them, but nothing else that I've managed. Certainly nothing I've cooked, and I cooked some stuff that would absolutely ruin normal pans. These are that good. They're my personal recommendation. Honestly, in 3 decades of broadcasting, products on television, I've never found a set as good, because the last set that I bought the basic set, which was about 200 quid, and then I ended up buying all the extra sizes, £500 for a detachable handle saucepan set and cooking set. And I never use them. I use these. They are that good. So let's see them in action, shall we? We're going to go to a show that was recorded a little while back with Matt McNamara presenting and celebrity chef Paul Brodell. And he knows a thing or two about cooking. He's got his own hotel and he cooks for, and his kitchens cook for many, many, many guests every single day, all year round. What he doesn't know about cooking good food quickly isn't worth knowing. And I absolutely swear to you, really strongly recommends these pans. And here's why.
I just love how easy they are. The handles are fantastic, 10-year guarantee, but look, I just got to show you how good this is. Now, this is in our wonderful air fryer oven.
On the show as well with the air fryer, yeah.
We are doing our roast dinner. Can you see how it just slides around? Nothing sticks whatsoever. The quality of the non-stick is phenomenal. So I'm just going to pop that back in our oven there. So you imagine, because you can remove the handles, suddenly you can bake cakes in the pans. You can do your pineapple upside down cakes, little stews, curries, casseroles. You're only limited by your imagination, which is just so good. And then I'm going to just do a little tiny bit of scrambled egg here just to show you how good the non-stick is, because it is phenomenal. You will love with this Serrashore non-stick how good it is. Can you see? Again, it comes with a 5-year warranty on the pans, 10 on the handles. It's incredible, and they're dishwasher safe too. Can you see how nothing sticks? I'm just going to let that burn on there.
Lovely, yep.
And then what I'm going to do in this one here, I'm just going to pop some cheese in, because I'm going to do the quickest cheese sauce that you've ever done.
Now, we do have a variety of sizes, don't we? Of course, you've got your 2 interchangeable handles, but you've got your saute pan, the 2 different saucepans as well, the wok as well. So all of it included in your amazing 13-piece set. Induction hob compatible, as you can see with what we're using, and also any hob type. So if you're cooking on gas, cooking on electric, it is good to go. And Paul, as you say, oven safe. Just detach the handle, pop them in the oven up to 260 degrees C.
They certainly are.
Air fryer safe, as you just saw. But also, Paul, I've had the pleasure of watching the master at work, because with the chicken, different cooking times on your potatoes and your garnishes. So you've been taking that out, adding things, putting it back in.
You can all the way through.
Brilliant.
Now look, I just want to show you the non-stick. So this is scrambled egg that I've purposely left, and look, it just comes away. Your clean up, it's next to nothing. So I'm just going to pop that on our pan there, and I'm just going to, again, we're cooking on induction, but it could be halogen, electric, gas. Look at that, look.
Yeah, you stick that in the wash quickly, but here we quickly wipe it.
I promised you the quickest cheese sauce you've ever made, didn't I?
Yeah.
Now, so there it is.
That's not sticking, it's good.
It's not sticking at all, no. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some in and let it burn, okay? Because I want to show you how good this non-stick is. So I've got our tortilla chips.
Right.
Now, Look at that.
Oh my goodness me. Oh.
Now, look at that. Look, I promise you, if you have a nibble on one of them, you will just love it. But what I'm going to do
So
is
let it
now,
cool down for a second.
I'm going to purposely, I've left some in the pan.
Yes.
I'm going to let it burn on.
Okay.
I've got
To show
some
the
extra
Sriracha
cheese. Yeah.
Coating.
To show how bad it is. I've even got some milk. If you've ever burnt milk in a pan before, you know how terrible it sticks. It really is. So we're doing the worst that we can throw at it, and I'm going to let that tick over there just to show you how bad it can be. But in the next one here, I'm just going to fry off some onions just to show you. Oh, please try it. It's
Got my
so
eye on one of
delicious.
these. I was waiting just because I didn't want to burn my mouth with the cheese sauce. But look at that.
Now again,
Oh, he naturally
that
at
can be
home
your
in front of a
nachos
movie.
at home,
Yeah.
anything like that.
But
Just going to do some stir-fry veggies in here.
That's amazing with the cheese sauce as well.
Oh, isn't
You
it
got that up
delicious?
so
Was that the
quickly.
quickest cheese sauce that you've ever
Yummy.
made? Now
Oh.
again, it looks horrendous mess, doesn't it? Can you see how that's burning? So obviously you wouldn't do this at home, but you can imagine the phone goes and someone knocks at the door, stuff like that.
Or you just leave something, the base of something's cooking away.
Nothing is
Oh, that's
sticking
really good. It's peeling
whatsoever.
away.
This is how forgiving these pans are, and this is why I just love them so much.
So a great name
that.
as well, isn't it? From Tower.
You imagine. Look at that. You know, lots of pans, stainless steel pans, that would never stick.
You almost think, when you see the words non-stick, you almost think that some manufacturers should put the non-stick in inverted commas, like non-stick, you know, unless, you know, but that looks like a genuine non-stick, just easy. And that's the Serrashore ceramic coating and also the decades of experience from Tower. Remember, right from the early 1900s, Tower have been doing this and making amazing quality cookware. And now it's pancake.
Well, I'm going to show you something else now. So, I'm going to make a mess on the side, okay?
Okay.
Now, because not only have you got the Serrashore amazing non-stick on the inside, you've got it on the outside as well. And it really is fabulous.
Have another one of
and
these.
while that's cooking on the outside, I'm just going to throw some of our chopped meats in there, just to do something sticky, like that, with that amazing even heat distribution. Can you hear that wonderful sizzle? It really is so good. I haven't used any oil whatsoever.
Oh wow! Because it suggests like little oil, not as much.
Now,
So you put none in, right? It's amazing.
Yeah, and did you see with our stir-fry vegetables here? Again, little or no oil, which is just fantastic. But nothing is sticking whatsoever. It really is that fantastic.
Serrashore ceramic.
Well, that is the quality that you get. Look at that, look. Can you
Now you got
see?
this pancake mix gluing itself to the outside.
Gluing
I
it
don't know.
to the side. I don't know whether you can see it yet.
Yeah. It's
There you
baking
go.
itself on there. Yeah.
Right, so, and now obviously the cameras, we haven't done this on camera, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up a bit and then I'm going to give it a wipe.
Okay.
So you ready? This is only for TV purposes. Can you see how when, there you go,
Wow, that is
look at that, look.
phenomenal.
That was burnt on pancake mix on the side, it just wipes off.
So we know that even if the inside is non-stick, as they say, the outside definitely won't be. But here, the Serrashore non-stick genuinely is non-stick on the inside and on the outside.
That's it, it
Full
really
quality.
is. You're getting incredible
So,
quality.
just to run through exactly what you're getting, Paul, then you're getting the 18 centimetre saucepan, the 20 centimetre saucepan, the 24 and the 28 frying pans, the 28 wok, that's 28 centimetres by the way, each time, 28 centimetres. You're getting the lids as well, 2 detachable handles, and of course the silicone lids too. And they all nest and stack inside each other. So if you've got really small amount of storage in your kitchen, space is a premium, then don't worry, they're not going to be sticking out handles everywhere, poking everywhere. The detachable handles make them so easy to store and to keep safe at home and stacked. Pop them in the dishwasher to clean them if you want. Wipe them clean and keep going. Wash them by hand and keep going. But you've got a 10-year guarantee on the handles and an extended 5-year guarantee on the pan. All you need to do is register on the website to actually activate that guarantee. But how amazing is that? And the detachable handles, so easy to use as well, aren't they?
They are. So it literally is at the click of a button like that. And then suddenly you've got your frying pan turns into your oven dish, your cottage pie dish, you know, anything like that. If you're doing a pasta bake, you can put the cheese on, pop the whole time, and then you can even take it in the oven. And now can you see how evenly, wonderfully cooked?
Yeah, no, it looks really even, like no burning, no sticking or anything. Like,
fantastic.
Really good.
I'm going to do the worst scenario now. We've got our honey barbecue sauce here. So you imagine how sticky that is.
Yeah, now that would be a nightmare on your saucepan or your wok at home, wouldn't it?
It certainly is. Oh, yeah.
Not having a problem.
And how much do you spend on like the sticky pork and stuff like that?
Oh, don't even.
There you go. Look at that. Look.
They can get those tastes at home. Like, you don't need to worry. Like, you know, when you buy a new item of clothing, it's like, oh gosh, what's the washing instructions? When you buy, like, or you look at a recipe, you think, what dishes am I going to need? What am I going to have to wash up afterwards? Is it a one wok job or is it a one saucepan job? Single pan. But this is like, don't worry, just get cooking and don't worry about the cleanup.
Oh, it is. It's fantastic. So we've got our sticky honey, our vegetables in there. We've got it all, and it's just done it so easy. Meals in minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look for my rice too.
Don't forget it's the Cerashore as well. So you've got the Cerashore coating, meaning this is a sort of surface, shall I say? Because this is like beauty is more than skin deep. This is a proper solid pan. So the whole thing is Cerashore. We're not talking coatings or thin layers here. The whole thing is that Cerashore ceramic non-stick. And you're getting your egg fried rice.
We certainly have. So we've got our chopped, wonderful, and our honey teriyaki there, and barbecue. We've got our wonderful egg fried rice that we're just going to do here now. Look at this, everyone. So
you just made your own takeaway.
Exactly, we really have.
Oh my goodness. So you're not limited with your type of hob, are you?
No, not at all, no. And you see how none of this is sticking whatsoever. It's incredible. It's going to make your washing up a breeze here, so every single time.
When you're talking electric hobs, induction, gas, no worries. Use these pans on anything. Take the handle off, stick the pan in the oven up to 260 degrees as well.
Nothing there
put them in the air fryer
whatsoever. So we've got our wonderful stir-fry egg rice, which I'm just going to serve up here now.
Ooh, look at that
so.
fried rice.
Then I'm just going to grab the cloth and just show you how.
Obviously at home you give it a little wash.
Look at that, look. It just comes away in a matter of seconds.
Oh, nice.
And then look at that wonderful sticky pork. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some of the residue in there, like so. I'm going to have to fill a plate there because we've made so much. I'm going to let the really get sticky.
Okay.
I'm going to add some cheese to burn it on. I've got some milk to burn it on, just to show you the ultimate that you can put these through.
So you're going the most drastic demonstration here to show the non-stick of the Cerashore ceramic, and you are getting a 13 pan or piece pan set here from the Amazing Tower name. It's working out at $6.53 a component. You're getting the saucepans, you're getting the saute dish, you're getting the wok, you're getting the 2 detachable handles, you're getting the silicone lids, as well as the actual saucepan and pan lids as well. And you're getting a full set for the kitchen here, and they are oven safe up to 260 degrees C in the oven. Stick them in the air fryer as well, and with those silicone covers you can maybe store for later or keep in the fridge or afterwards. Maybe if you've done a big cottage pie or a big lasagna and you've got any leftovers, maybe stick it in the fridge and put it in the oven again the next day, I guess.
And in a minute I will talk you through all the pans because they're just incredible. Please never think of this as just the wok, because they're so multi-usage. Now I'm just putting it through the worst that it can do. You know, you wouldn't normally do this at home. I'm cooking on induction, which is very hot and very quick to heat up. And, you know, look at this, look, it just comes away.
You can see the burnt bits.
Yeah, nothing sticks whatsoever. And this is exactly what you want from a wok, you know, and nothing is sticking there at all. So I am trying to put it through the worst paces that I can do, and it just comes away clean.
It will be the bottom
every single time. And don't forget, you have got this on the side too, so it really is so good for coming away every single time.
If I had one product that we're back live, by the way, it'll say that in there in a minute. If I had one product that I would recommend, well, two products that I would recommend, obviously mulberry silk duvet and pillow. I know that's technically two products, but brands, if you like. These pans, honestly, who knows how you're set up for this time of year, but if you're going to be doing all the cooking, you know, if you're celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever it is you may celebrate, you're going to use these because maybe you'll think, well, I'll get them as a sort of ancillary set. And then you'll probably find that they'll become your main pans because they are that good. In fact, what I'll do is I'm going to remind you of our Vortex oven, and then I've got all your emails, and keep them coming, please. I'll be happy to read them out throughout the course of the show. But just to remind you, the Tower, it's a dual stacking air fryer. That's what I love about this. I mean, it is just absolutely superb because it saves you a huge amount of space. Basically, you can cook 30% faster, roughly, using 99% less oil, up to 70% less energy, and also they're going to take up, or it's going to take up far less space on your countertop. 5.5 litres per basket, and each basket has 2 additional trivets, so you can cook 2 foods in one basket at the same time. You can do well, you can do anything you like because you have presets. These are some of them, well, they're all of them actually. Fries, steak, bake, wings or veg, and then the DIY is manual. Just basically use it like your regular oven. Whatever you'd set your regular oven to, set this to, and you can use all your bakeware, and if it'll fit inside, you can use anything inside there you would use in your regular oven. Smart finish, where 2 foods, 2 methods, both finishing at the same time, or match cook, which, all right, I guess we'll move on from that then. Match cook means that you basically cook 2 foods that are the same, at the same temperature, at the exact same temperature as you can see right there. Thank you very much. I'm going as fast as I can. And there is a 3-year guarantee, as you saw. So do get that. It's a brilliant price, $86.99. If you've got any questions about it, we will go back to it. We're going to kind of be bouncing around from one to the other. Now, we are over, in fact, nearly 15% of a good size stock gone already on the towel pans. These go every single time. I don't know. We have to check and see whether all of the end of year stock has been allocated to this show tonight, whether or not just a proportion of it is. I don't know if these sell out tonight, if that's it done for Christmas. I can't tell you that information, unfortunately, but why run the risk? Honestly, I am so confident in telling you that when you buy and use these pans, you will be so happy. You know when something really exceeds your expectation? Like these pans, they go, I mean, you're just going to be relieved that you made the decision to buy them right now. And again, welcome to everybody if you're watching on ITVX. We are an official partnership with ITV and STV. We are your shopping show on ITV1 and STV, and we've been here for a couple of years, and now we are available on ITVX. So we're on the ITV's website, we're on the app, and if you've got a smart TV with ITVX, you can watch us live every night between midnight and 3. Tune in and find out what we've got, because every night we have a bargain for you. Now, here are some emails. Dylan says, hi Dylan, how are you? He doesn't say that, I say that. Dylan says, it's my partner's birthday today and she's 76 years old and she would love a shout out. Her name is Joanne Wright. Joanne, a very happy birthday to you. Happy 76th birthday. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Whether is it today, as in she's just turned 76, or was it yesterday evening that she was 76? Either way, you're either 76 or 76 in a day, and I hope it was a memorable one for you. Sadie says, morning Rob, lovely to see you on the telly again. Missed you this week. Oh, thank you. My son Alfie is 5 today. Ah. I love the name Alfie. What's it all about, Alfie? He's 5 today. Oh, and apparently I'm his favourite person on the telly. Ooh. And he wondered if you would wish him a happy birthday. Alfie, happy birthday. I hope you had a very, 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 very fun day. And if you didn't, then you need to go to Sadie or Mummy and say, Mummy, I'm not satisfied with the quality of my birthday. I need a do-over. OK? Actually, probably don't do that, because that might really quickly ruin your birthday. But congratulations and happy 5th. Abby, hi Abby, says, hello, love watching the bargains you can find on this programme. Could you please shout out my partner, Brandon Robinson, a happy 21st? But absolutely, Brandon, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all of you. Hope you also had an absolutely wonderful day. Valerie says, I bought the Tower set of pans from your show recently, and they are fantastic. I use them on the hob with the handle and in the oven without the handle. They cook food faster and retain the heat. Yes, they do. They stack in my cupboard brilliantly. I threw all my other pots and pans and oven pans in the bin. I would strongly recommend them to everyone, that they should have a set in their kitchen, because this is the thing. They go in the oven, it says on the box, up to 260 degrees, so you can use this as your roasting tins. You don't have to buy separate roasting tins. And bakeware, you don't have to buy separate bakeware. Of course, I spent £500 on pans and then also bought roasting tins and bakeware, so I think I must have spent 700 or 800 quid on kitchen stuff I don't even use anymore, because I use these instead. They are that good, trust me. And if you don't trust me, find out for yourself, and then you'll trust me. Wayne says, hi, Roblox with an E. Amazing show as always. Well, thank you very much. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. It's mainly Matt and Paul. But any idea how long the non-stick will last on the pans? Love watching you every night from Bridgend, South Wales. Keep up the amazing work. Much love. Thank you to you as well, Wayne. Right, here's the thing with the non-stick, OK? It's not a coating on the top. The non-stick, this is what I have been led to understand, is bonded to the cast aluminium. So this is the thing here. There's nothing to peel off or flake off. It's literally fused, melded, if you will, it's a Star Trek term, I know, to the metal, inside and out. So, I mean, I can't really answer that question, how long's a piece of string, but I don't think the non-stick will ever come off. By the way, I just want to say in the video with Matt, and by the way, Matt hugely apologises for this when they were recording that show a while ago. It is not CeraSure. Tower I said do. They do have a set of pans with CeraSure, which is a ceramic coating. That is not these, and actually the CeraSure is good, but it's not, can't hold a candle to this. This is black diamond coating, and it's 7 times stronger than regular non-stick, and it has no PFOA, or as I like to call it, it has none of that in it. And you know all the other stuff you don't want in non-stick? It is non-existent in these pans. So they are safe, they are hygienic, they're environmentally friendly, you know, all that kind of stuff. Oh boy, a quarter of the stock has now gone. Look, these are probably going to sell out tonight. You can buy these elsewhere, but you will pay a lot more money. I'll tell you the story. I've already talked for long enough and you want to see more cooking, I understand that. I'll tell you the story of why we have these, and they are still available in retail, but it was actually you, our Shop on TV viewers, who brought these back to life. They were discontinued because they weren't selling in retail, because people didn't kind of get what they did with the detachable handles and all that sort of thing. 5-year guarantee on the pans, 10-year guarantee on the handles. Make sure you register that with Tower. It's absolutely free. They just have to know when to start the warranty from. They are flying out the door. Amazon have got them for $169.99. Hale Retail, $169.99, and On Buy as well. You might find these in retail elsewhere, but actually a lot of the retailers sent the stock back to Tower so that we could have it for you, because on a shelf they don't really sort of do much, they don't say much. But on telly, we can actually demonstrate these to you, and that's why they're so popular tonight. So you get all of it. You get the 18 and the 20 centimetre saucepan. You get a 24 centimetre frying pan, which is great for omelettes, by the way, and the 28 centimetre frying pan, great for a full fry-up, you know, good old English breakfast. To me, the multi-pan, that's the one I use the most. It's nice and deep. It's about, I'd say 3 to 4 inches deep. It's a saute pan, essentially. It's big, it's 28 centimetres wide. I do all my stir fries and things in that, and I sauteed cauliflower this evening. But I also use the wok, which is also 28 centimetres in diameter. And that I cook my mince in, you know, I did my minced beef and sort of seasoned minced beef in one, cauliflower with butter, just florets, beautiful golden brown and nutty, and because you get a really sweet kind of slightly nutty flavour from cauliflower when it's cooked at a high temperature quickly and seared and browned. But also, you put the lid on, you've got the steam vent. It steams it as well. I used a teeny little drop of water in the pan as well, just to create more steam. And look, I don't use my multi-tier steamer anymore. I don't use anything. I don't use any separate cookware at all. This is it. For $99.99, it's a one-stop cooking shop. That's it. You're done. The end. End of story. Full stop. Period, as they would say in America. They're brilliant. I've got 2 sets, as I say. And you know what? 5-year guarantee on the pans, yes. So if anything goes wrong with the pans, they'll just give you a new one. Same with the handles. 10-year guarantee on the handles, though, as long as you register it with Tower. $5.95 P&P. Get them for yourself, for your loved ones. If you've got kids that are starting to you know, sort of enjoy the whole culinary experience, cooking and what have you, and you don't want them to ruin or scratch your regular, if you've got more expensive pans. But to be honest, you can pay $99.99 just for one really good sort of culinary quality stainless steel pan. But if these only lasted me 5 years, and going back to the customer asking about how long does the non-stick last, it's going to last the length of you know, as long as the pans will. But the way I look at it, if at the end of 5 years they've seen better days, I'll chuck them out and buy another set. I mean, you know, 25 quid a year, I think that's pretty reasonable. So they are fabulous value for money, and they really are that good. This is not just me. I get no commission. I don't benefit from being this enthusiastic. I'm purely telling you that because of how excited I am that I use these pans and bloomin' love them. My son uses his pans, bloomin' loves them. But we're pushing for a third of the stock gone now. So let's get back to Paul Brodell with Matt McNamara and clip number 2 of Cooking the Return.
We're doing our wonderful cheesy scrambled egg now. That'd be really lovely. I've got our meatballs with our veggies that we're going to do in a minute, just to show the versatility. Then I could add my pasta to that if I had my oven with me, and then I could put some cheese on top, pop the whole thing in the oven. Now here, I will use the big pan in a minute, but I'll show you the cover as well. But I just want to show you our wonderful, imagine cheese sticking. You know how cheese sticks on the edge of a lasagna pan?
Yeah.
Well,
bakes itself on, and good luck getting it off.
Can you see? It's just coming away. Perfect scrambled egg.
But you're not using loads of oil or butter either, are you?
No, not at all.
The ingredients
it's just absolutely fantastic. Amazing results every single time. I can't believe how many pieces you're getting for the money.
Oh yeah.
Here. And look.
Yeah, 13 pieces in total across the whole range that you're getting. You're getting the 2 different sized saucepans, you're getting the sauté dish, the wok. It's all going on with the 2 handles as well for you.
It is, it really is. Just wash my cloth here, because then I will show you how easy that scrambled egg comes out every single time. Look at this, look.
See, scrambled egg would normally be a nightmare getting stuck.
Oh yeah, totally. And don't forget, we are doing this on induction as well. So look at that, let's just go there.
Look at that peeling away. Look, it's looking really good. So it's literally peeling away from the side of the saucepan. Peeling away off it, and that'd be a thin piece that would normally stick itself to it. And we're just giving a quick wipe to our saucepans in the studio today to keep the demonstrations going.
Exactly, yeah. Now what I want to do now is show you the big pan.
Oh, this sauteed dish, yeah?
No,
the big one.
Big saucepan.
Okay, this one.
Yeah.
By the way, induction, magnetic.
Yeah,
so you can see that.
So this is, again, really nice strong weight. Can you pass me the saucepan too, the big saucepan?
I can indeed.
Again,
I'll take the lid off, but you've got your 2 silicone
Get your lids.
lids.
It's not a drum, it's a lid, which is great for storing in the oven too. So again, you can feel the quality, the weight. You've got the Serrashore non-stick, and then you've got that wonderful friction bonded base at the bottom, which means that it's suitable for induction as well.
Okay.
So they really are win-win-win.
And we were talking before the show. We both you said it feels good in the hand.
Yeah,
is that
it
phrase?
really
You said
does.
it feels good in the hand. And they've got a good weight to them in terms of being reassuringly weighty, but they're not heavy.
Yeah.
I struggle to describe, but it feels good in the hand. Like it feels sturdy and substantial, but not heavy. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hope you're not.
Now I'm going to get our pan nice and hot. We're going to do some steak in a minute, but in the meantime I'm just going to throw in some sauce into our meatballs here.
Right.
And so you can see it really is meals in minutes, isn't it, you know, which I love. Easy clean up, and then wonderful. We could be putting cheese on top of that, throwing it in the oven.
So there's no sacrificing. You're not thinking, you know, oh gosh, I'm not going to cook that because it's a bit unhealthy because it's got a load of oil in it. You know, you haven't seen us here with butter and oil going in because the Cerashore non-stick is giving us that reassurance. We don't need that lubrication from the oil. So we're not throwing in loads of sunflower oil, etc. And the other thing is, we're not being hard on ourselves thinking, oh, we better not cook that because it's going to be a nightmare to clean. Because the clean-up and the washing up, well, is non-existent almost.
No, it really is. Now, you're ready for this sizzle. Look at that, look. That wonderful sizzle. If you notice, I didn't put any oil in there whatsoever. So I will just literally let that sizzle down and turn it over in a second.
That is looking good. How do we like our steak? What's the best way of doing a steak?
Well, I think with ribeyes, medium. I think.
Yeah.
Because it lets the fat.
Medium.
But lets the fat melt a little bit.
Medium towards well done for me, which is really bad, isn't it? Is that criminal?
Well, look, whatever you like. My gran didn't like to see blood, bless her.
Yeah, I mean, because I was watching Emily in Paris and she ordered her steak well done, and then the chef said, "No, I'm not doing that."
Oh, they don't even give you burgers.
And she said, "Well, hang on, I'm the customer," and he was like, "No, just try it." And then she was like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing." So yeah.
Right, so I just want to show you the oven a second.
One day.
So again, if you are suffering from stiff joints, anything like that, you don't have to just use one handle. You can use two. You have security.
Yeah, even if you don't.
And you can pop that down there. Yeah. That is in the entire chicken. And can you see, that's in the smaller of the two frying pans. Again, just pop them open like so. Close that up. And what I'm going to do now is turn over our
on the show as well, that air fryer. You can buy it now if you want. It's a really good version. Details are on the screen on the side. You can see just underneath the main details there. It comes with a rotisserie if you're using that. We're obviously using one of our pans instead, but also it's got the drip tray function. It's got all these different cooking settings, and it is from the amazing Tower brand as well as the pans. Oh, Paul, you know how to treat us. You really do. Yeah, if you weren't hungry before, you are now, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, look at that. Perfection. And that was with no oil whatsoever. Can you imagine doing that at home in your pan without any oil? You have all the amazing caramelization there. Look, already, I've just turned that one over. You can see how. And look, that quick seal, that sizzle. And look, the pan is clean as a whistle. Look at that.
There's no spots and sparkling of oil or fat in there beyond what was in the steak itself.
And can I just say, that caramelization on that steak, that is flavour, that is taste, that's yum. And that's what you're getting here every single time. Now that's rare, I would say, at the moment. And you just cook it a bit longer, but can you see how nothing is sticking whatsoever? And then we've got our mushrooms and our onions absorbing all the wonderful flavours there. It's just beautiful.
This is not a treat, is it, in terms of like, oh gosh, it's a luxurious purchase, I don't know. You know, if you've been in the market for a year or two for some pans you've been holding off, where you've been thinking, I need to upgrade, you know, or maybe you've been buying cheap pans, and it's the age-old phrase, you probably know the one I'm going to say, buy cheap, buy twice, you know. But, you know, here, buy at great value, buy once, because you've got your guarantee on the handle for 10 years, and then the pans themselves on a 5-year guarantee. And also, you might be thinking, I haven't got enough space, and I've got my cupboards are full of all my tins and my jars, and I like to stock up on the 2-for-1 deals. Well, don't panic, because these nest away beautifully. They literally nest in each other, and it's the detachable handle that means it's really convenient for going from hob to oven to air fryer to dining room table. But it's also the detachable handle that means that they're small enough to nest and store in your cupboard. Don't miss out.
So I've just done our barbecue creamy sauce to go on the top, like so, with our caramelized to go with our steak and our onions and our mushrooms in there, loads of flavour in there. And I'm really trying to get the pan as hot as I can, because I always love showing the worst now. Now we've done our steak without any oil. You saw how you got that wonderful caramelization. We're now going to pop on our creamy sauce, but I'm purposely not going to do that when I do it, because can you see how that cleans it?
Yes.
I'm going to really try and let it burn on and just...
So you leave a bit behind?
Leave a bit behind.
Okay, I've got you, Paul.
Oh,
What a meal! What
I
a meal!
wish
How
you
much is that
had
in a restaurant?
Smell-o-vision. Well, 25 quid.
Yeah.
You see, so four of you go out and have steak at 25 quid a head. You've nearly paid for the pan set.
You have,
you know?
haven't you? Yeah,
It's
84.99.
incredible, isn't it?
Pan set. So again, we're going worst case scenario on our pan, but look at this: a golden, glistening sauce on a beautiful steak.
Just gonna
Caramelised
burn. Our
steak.
meatballs are ready. Oh, goody, goody! How good!
How are you doing this, Paul? You're like juggling. You're literally juggling plates and pans.
Look at that. But
We're burning that on.
Wonderful food, excellent. Nothing has stuck. I've virtually washed up as how we've gone along.
Ooh.
Look at that, look. How
Meatballs, goulash
gorgeous
style.
is that? Nothing sticking whatsoever. I'm going to take you back to what I would almost call like the disaster, isn't it? But look,
yeah.
nothing sticking.
But look, it's burnt there.
whatsoever.
You can imagine that would have burnt and stuck on.
It would have burnt and stuck on, but it doesn't, not with these. Honestly, best pans that money can buy for that price, I think. That's my opinion. And I know you'd probably say, oh, of course you'd say that, Rob. You know, that's your job. Well, no, my job is to present information and essentially tell you all of the features of the pans and things like that. But when I buy a product, and this always happens to presenters when we oh, hello. Well, just so you know, that's what's coming up over the next few days. Music memorabilia tomorrow night, drone showcase on Sunday, and then post goal for cash, then Simpler Law. And yeah, that was a little unexpected look ahead. Great. Where was I? Yeah, I get paid to present information, but when presenters buy the products and we love them, we can't help but enthuse about them. And honestly, as I say, if you've got a caravan, a motorhome, if you've got, say, someone going off to student accommodation, or if you live in a bedsit. Oh, but the other thing, by the way, look, these, oh, I can't really do it because the way Sam set it all up, they stack. You'll see it in one of the videos. They all stack together. So if you've got one drawer, you know, there's always that, in my kitchen, there's a deep drawer, and it's like, what's that for? Now I know. But mine in London, I've got a stainless steel rack, and I just stick them on there. In fact, we'll show you the pictures of mine in a minute. But here is, I think you can just see Fraser. Bear with. Do you know what? Why are you doing that? You just went past it, Fraser. Casey, hi Casey, says, why do you keep looking to the left of camera? Well, because right there I've got monitors, so I can see what I'm doing. That's why I keep looking. So here's how you stack them up, right? Say goodbye to cluttered cupboards and drawers thanks to Freedom's ability to neatly stack, the ultimate space-saving option. About 50% of your space. So, but I will go on to say that Casey says, me and my friend, we're drinking every time you look left. You're a legend. Thank you. I am a legend. I'm old and mostly forgotten. So, Casey, this is for you. Casey and her friend are now on the floor. Casey is a lady's name, right? Yeah. First time buying and were hooked. Love the pans. Thank you. Johnny says that. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. I truly believe you will love these pans and you will thank the day that you bought them. They are amazing. I mean, they really honestly are. And it's just pans, I know, but they're pans with a difference. That black diamond coating, it's just... Look, the fact is that I'm in the process of shedding all the excess weight around my middle and on other parts of my body. And I got 4 stone off in the last sort of 7-8 months. And do you know what? I slowed down a bit at this time because I went to Orlando for 2 weeks, and that doesn't help. And also it's party season, so... But I'm doing 70% good and 30% occasionally just eating because I generally wouldn't now. Because you can make food taste so good. I was just saying to Ian, our camera operator, that, you know, normally if you go on a diet and you're eating vegetables and things that just don't taste very good, then eventually you just start craving cheeseburgers and, you know, whatever, your comfort foods. But I've got about 5 or 6 different recipes that I do, and I personally follow the ketogenic lifestyle, verging on carnivore. That's just me. But the fact is that you can make vegetables taste good in this. Like I would cook cauliflower in a steamer, and I love cauliflower, but it still didn't taste great. and then it's really just as much as you season it, right? But now, saute it in some butter with a little bit of salt. Oh my God, they taste mwah. So I don't miss things like potatoes, because I was thinking about it tonight as I was eating my cauliflower cooked in my saute pan. That's like, God, it tastes like potato. And you can actually do cauliflower mash, which is also fabulous, and this is great to do it in this. And I eat good cuts, quality cuts of meat, and I just eat things that are healthy, but they taste better than the alternative. So I genuinely think if you've got the right cookware, because they're quick, because you can really heat them to a high heat, and you can cook and sear and brown and what have you. You can use them in the oven. So if you're doing anything that, like I'll often do, what's it called? A frittata, and I'll brown the frittata. This is obviously, I don't have an oven in my Warrington in the crew house, but I do in the flat in London, and so I'll start it on the hob, because you can go from the hob to the oven to the table if you want to, and then to the fridge or even the freezer. And for the saucepans, you get the silicone lids that will sit, you can put leftovers in, and then you can stick them in the dishwasher if you so need. But you won't ever need to put them in the dishwasher. They're just I can't fault them. They have, and I've been really using them hard and daily. And by the way, you can, sparingly, I would suggest, use metal utensils in these. I use non-stick utensils, and occasionally I'll if I miss a bit of steak I haven't cut up properly, because I often cube my steak and then saute it, then I will go in with a knife and a fork, So they are that hardy that you can occasionally use metal utensils in them. So, honestly, I can't fault them. You could put me in thumb screws and tell me or ask me what's the best pans that you recommend we should buy, and it would be these, honestly. And I've tried so many different sets of pans over the years. Jason says, hi Jason, first of all. I bought these pans from you in October and can't praise them enough. They really are so good. I made Yorkshire pudding in the small frying pan. I heat it on the hob and get it really hot. Pour batter in, give it 30 seconds, then bang it in the oven. Like a big Yorkshire pudding. Best Yorkie ever. I then put the rest of my meal in the Yorkshire. Yum, yum. I once went to a pub in Mansfield with John Virgo and my father, funnily enough, and one of their specialties was a large Yorkshire pudding that they used to put the food in. I'm going to try that. I didn't even think about doing that in the saucepan. Oh, what a good idea. That'll be on a cheat day for me, obviously. He says, I make cakes in the saucepans, no sticking. I really do love them. I gave all my old pans away. Best pans ever. Thank you, Jason. I mean, really and truly. And look, if you've got these and you bought these from a previous show, feel free to send it in. Send in your testimonial and I'll read it out. It's a way of sharing the love. Paying it forward, so to speak, because I know some people are sceptical when they see some guy on telly. But look, this is a partnership with ITV and STV. We don't just sneak in the back door of ITV and STV at night and turn on, start broadcasting. Right now we're inside the old Granada studios. And, we've just moved studios. So, we're a professional outfit, a trustworthy organisation, and we're held to the highest standards by Ofcom and the Advertising Standards Authority and ITV. So your money's safe, trust me. And as of literally this show, we are on ITVX as well. So we're ever expanding. The trust that we have from ITV and STV continues, and our relationship with them continues to grow. So our endeavour is to bring you the best products at the best prices every single night. So make sure you tune in. We are, oh crikey, we are over 40% gone on the pans. Please check out your baskets. Just to remind you, it's just because you put it at shopontv.co.uk, that's where you order. Or you can call us if you want to. We have a call centre, 033 33 241 241. You can check out as a guest. You don't even have to set up an account, though it is free. There's no membership or recurring subscription. It just means that you can securely store your credit and debit card information. And you get an address book where you can add addresses, not just your own address, that will be the default address, but you can also have addresses. Let's say you want to send a set of these pans to your mum. You can put her name, her mobile or her phone number and her address and have them sent directly. Oh, somebody did ask actually how long the pans take to arrive. That was Sadie. So Sadie, we always say to be safe 5 to 7 days, but it's never that. We're, Thursday today, Friday technically, but the orders will go, they will arrive at Tower today. So they will probably be shipped today. So depending on whether they send them 24 or 48 hour, if it's 24, you could get them tomorrow. If it's 48 hour, I would say probably early next week. So it's pretty quick. But yeah, you can check out as a guest if you don't want to set up an account, but just make sure you do. When they're in your basket, they are not held, they're not reserved, they're not set aside. When we get to a situation that we have no stock available for paying customers, then the one you've put in your basket will be used. So you'll go back later in the day or whatever and to check out, and it will say, sorry, this item is out of stock. So order them while you can. I genuinely believe that this will be one of the best things you've ever bought, really, because I don't know if these, I mean, they are available or were available in retail. But the fact is, this box sat on a shelf, you know, no one really knew what the detachable handles were all about. So you can put them in the oven up to 260 degrees. And so, I mean, literally places like Argos and Debenhams and, you know, well, actually, Debenhams doesn't have shops anymore. But, you know, those sorts of retailers who are fabulous retailers, they were sending the stock back to Tower because they couldn't sell it. And it was all coming to us because at Shop on TV, they were going bananas. Like Amazon have got them and Hale Retail and OnBuy at $169.99. And awareness has grown because, you know, lots and lots and lots of people watch Shop on TV every single night. And so Tower had actually, they had made the decision to discontinue these pans, and they went. We had a show on Shop on TV in our very first studio, probably over a year ago, where we were offering for sale the last pans that we had available, and that was it, no more. But they were so popular, and literally maybe 10 or more thousand of you bought these from Shop on TV. And so Tower went, well, you know what, let's bring them back for you, for Shop on TV, and that's what they did. So I've never seen a product come back to life because they were so popular on this little shopping show of ours. So, and maybe this time of year, if you are the one entertaining, you've got people coming over who have different dietary requirements. You know, yeah, we do steaks and things like that in this, but you can do, you know, nut roasts and whatever you like. You can do veggie, you can do vegan, you can separate things out. They are so hardy, 5-year guarantee on the pans, 10-year guarantee on the handles. And I'll show you the dual locking mechanism next time we come back after this video. I almost live on ribeye steaks at the moment. I absolutely love steak, I really do. And I'm pretty sure Paul Brodell, celebrity chef Paul Brodell, I think he likes steak. Paul, do you like steak?
Oh, steak. I was like, you know, from The Simpsons when it's all pork.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
steak. But Tower, we are proud because, Paul, you're not going to put your name and your time and your energy.
Do you know what? I absolutely love this. And again, with the detachable handles, it is just so good. And again, you can pop them straight in the oven then. Yep. And you can pull it out with one oven. But just imagine you suffer from stiff joints, anything like that. Yep. You can put the two handles on, take it out with two handles. How much easier is that? If you've ever taken a pan out with a wet cloth before, you only do it once. Where this makes life so much easier. It really is so good. We're going to put it to the ultimate test, really. I've got so many different things to do. Now, if you've ever burnt milk or cheese in a pan before, you know how much it can really stick. You know, if it's stainless steel, it can be terrible, can it? But imagine now, I am going to literally pop a steak in here, and there's no oil in there. I don't know whether you can see the onions. They're not sizzling because there's no oil there. Nothing at all. So
lose the fat, not lose the flavour.
Exactly. Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that.
Of course, you've got the 2.5mm base with the even heat distribution, and then your amazing Sarah Shaw pans as well.
Now in this one, I'm just burning some cheese. I'm just going to show you the worst scenario. Now you imagine not only cheese, so imagine on your lasagna dish, anything like that. Imagine putting a bit of egg with it too. Imagine.
I would imagine that, but it's going to burn.
Imagine putting a bit of pancake batter in there as well.
My kids would love this.
Really trying to get it to stick. Now, while this is melting, I'm just going to turn over our steak. Now, I'm just going to give it a bit of a nudge. Look at that, look.
So no oil, that's just natural oil from the steak.
That is just the natural oil that's come from the steak. And look at this. Caramelisation. Sears beautifully. How gorgeous is that? just
So that's the
slide
even
it
heat
down.
distribution for you.
That is, yeah, that's that wonderful thick base that you've got on there.
That means you've got all your garnishes cooking at the same time. You're not worried about cold spots with your heat distribution.
Pop in a few mushrooms there. I'm going to do it in a Stilton and cream sauce in a minute. But look at this one.
So this is all burned on now, surely. And
well, look.
you've ruined your pan. Oh no, you haven't.
Can you see how it's just perfection personified, isn't it?
That is
Look at that look. Now you imagine a hot pan like that. I'm now going to put some omelette mix
so
in there.
easy. Just look at the pan. It's clean. That's the Cerashore ceramic non-stick. The cleanup is so easy. You can put them in the dishwasher if you want to. They are dishwasher safe, but we don't think you're going to need to. Just give them a quick clean and away you go. But also up to 260 degrees in the oven. And then you've got your detachable handles, so you can go from oven to air fryer, from air fryer to table, to dining table, to kitchen, back to the hob. Oh, and talking of hobs, have you got a particular type of hob and you think, oh no, are these saucepans good for it? Well, we're using the induction hob here in the studio, so it's the magnetic base, yeah? And then you can use these on any hob type. So induction, gas, electric,
Exactly.
all of them.
Now, I think I've just made the quickest cheese omelette you've ever had. Look how gorgeous. Cheese and herb omelette.
Oh my
look
gosh.
at that, look.
You pay so much.
How,
Look at that, it looks
and
gourmet.
can you see, completely clean as a whistle. Healthy and delicious, high in protein. Look at
I
that.
don't know how you did that, but that omelette looks really posh for some, like...
Well, and it's done in seconds. You imagine a bit of salad with that, and bam, you've got it in no time at all.
a few
Now,
frites with it, yeah.
So I would say that steak is pretty much done how I like it. You've got a nice lot of caramelisation. It's sizzling, bubbling, bit of salt and pepper. Pop that on there. But I'm now going to make a bit of a sauce with it.
You're losing
I've
the
got
fat, not the flavour, because you've not put in any extra oil or butter on these, and these are Cerashore non-stick. Cream straight in the hot pan, no worries. Yes, it's bubbling away, but we're not worried about it burning today.
Oh yeah, this will be the quickest Stilton sauce ever.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that, look.
You do like your
And
Stilton.
a lot of Stilton.
Yeah.
Get like this on, fresh air left. Right, now, and my top tip is just put a bit of pickle in with it too.
Ah. See, this is why Paul's
adds a bit
top
of sweetness.
shop on TV
So this
chef.
wonderful. Now, if you think, oh, look, it's going to burn, it's going to catch, well, I'm going to prove that it won't. So I'll just let that Stilton melt, and then we've got the quickest Stilton sauce that you've ever had. And how much do you pay for ribeye and Stilton sauce? 25 quid in a restaurant?
5.30 more,
Just
depending
going
on
to
where
start
you are.
our stir fry going.
Yeah.
Look at that. A bit of cabbage.
we're going straight from the pan to the wok here because you can. This is a 13-piece set where you've got your 2 saucepans, the sauté dish, the 2 pans, and the wok dish as well. 2 detachable handles, very easy to use. So you click on and click off. All come beautifully boxed. It's a great wedding present, actually. Brilliant housewarming gift, or a treat to yourself. The thing is, I say treat, and it's not like an extravagance, is it? Because it's not like a, oh, I don't know when I'm going to use it, and I don't know if I'm going to need it. You know, this is cooking. This is something you're going to use every single day. This is something that you need to at least have a certain level of quality.
You may think, oh, look, he's burning out. Well, I'm doing it on pothos, but just look what happens when I go across.
It's peeling away.
It just comes away.
Yeah.
Look at that, look.
Obviously, plastic,
or
silicone utensils, soft utensils.
You smell that Stilton sauce. So I'm just going to pour that over the top, but I'm going to leave some in the pan.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Just to burn it on.
So deliberately, you're deliberately
burning it on. Just to show you the quality of these pans is just incredible. We've got our veggies here to go with it. Quick stir fry I'm doing here. Trying to get it.
See, with my old wok, I used to have to be worried about the heat distribution because I could never leave something. You were busy over here and you left that going, but it didn't.
Yeah.
There weren't hot spots. You haven't suddenly charged it.
I've just used a bit of spray oil like that to keep it going. Just wonderful. Now, remember this burnt mess?
It doesn't smell good. It's smelling very burnt up.
Look at that, look. But it just comes away clean. You know, this is what I want to show. How forgiving. You imagine someone knocks at the front door, the telephone goes, you know, you're occupied, something like that. We've all done it.
Yeah.
This is how forgiving these pans are, and this is why I really want everyone to experience
You're not there forever
how
with the
good
cleaner.
they are.
Yeah, you're not there forever wondering about how am I going to get this off, or soaking it, or wasting your washing up liquid, you know, or extra tools, or scrubbing. You don't want to scrub it because you don't want the damage. You wouldn't
Now, I
want to
just want to show you the outside too, where I poured the sauce. Literally wipes away clean. They are just incredible.
Remember, this is Cerashore ceramic. You live in the dream when you get these. Seriously, 13-piece set here from Tower. The guarantee, because you'd obviously think, you know, with such a good brand name as Tower, these are going to be guaranteed, right? Well, 10 years on the handles and a 5-year extended guarantee on the actual pans. You just need to activate it on the Tower website, of course. And being the Freedom range, the handles go across the entire range, so they interchange. And also, talking of interchanging and stuff like that, nesting as well. Which ones are hot and which ones are cold here? So that's hot. I don't want to touch that one, but looking, that one's hot, but it's got a handle. But I'll just drop this in so that you can see.
Yeah, let me.
So I've got the 2 different size saucepans here. One goes in the other, and they nest like so. So that's an example of at least 2 of them and how they nest. But they are very, very easy to stack. If you're thinking about the handle and is that going to get in the way in the cupboard? No, because you just detach the handle and it comes off and they nest like that. It does go all the way in, I promise. There you go. So which means they can be cake tins, baking trays, sauté dishes, woks. Is that locked in there?
Yeah, that's all locked in.
You know, you have got it, all your bases covered when you get this Tower Freedom set. And the Tower brand, one that's been going since 1913, you're doing well to get that too.
And I just want you to imagine here. So that one fits in that one, then your 2 pans on top and all the rest. And plus the one in here.
And
so
don't
they
forget your
all
lids
fit on top
as well.
of each other, and then you've got the lids.
Quite swish lids, aren't they? Because you've got
They certainly have. Yeah.
You've got your window there so you can see what's happening inside your saucepan. You've got to stand behind it, so there you go. The vent is there for draining things or letting the steam out, and then you've got your gap for the handle. That's where the handle clicks on there. But that is a really, really nice, solid saucepan lid. That is.
Now we've done our stir fry now. I've just added some of our thick soya sauce in there. Wonderful. And again, that was just cabbage and some vegetables. How good is that? That's for our lovely Martha. That smells.
Yeah, you're making everyone's lunch today.
There you go. That's nice and healthy.
Have you got your order in today? Yeah.
Look at that.
Didn't have to ask him twice.
And again, don't forget that Cerashore non-stick is on the outside of the pan as well. It really is so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, may I recommend you check out your baskets right now. I mean, I'll wait. Off you go. No, seriously, we have less than half the stock remaining and we're only halfway through the show. So this always seems to happen. I'm trying to find out, we're checking our systems to see if that's the remainder of the stock. Because obviously, you know, we get sent stock and then it sells out. Then we have more coming over. But it's a question of whether there's more coming over before Christmas. I mean, we're just about to hit the beginning of December, aren't we? So it could very well be the last of the stock we have for the year. So if you wait till later in the day, you may be greeted with a sold out sign. So may I recommend, the thing is, if you don't need a set of pans, don't buy them. You know, I'm not for a second advocating that you buy them, you know, just because. Although I could argue, maybe I will, that are your pans as good? Because I guarantee, I have spent hundreds, 500 quid's worth of pans with removable handles sitting in my cupboard, because whenever I put the metal handles on, or the handles, not metal handles, the handles onto the pans, it started to scratch off the non-stick, and I'm like, these are 500 quid I've spent on these pans. So they were kind of became my Sunday best, you know. Whereas these, I use them every day. I'm knocking them around, handles on, handles off, and you know, they go in the sink. I mean, I take no care over them whatsoever, and they look as good today. I mean, I can show you. So it must be, what do you reckon, Director Kieran? About a year ago, maybe a year and a half, we did our first Tower Pan show. Maybe about a year and a half. So have a look at, if Fraser can bring up, this is my, well, the one in London, please, Fraser. So this is my flat in London, and I bought these when we first did the show. And so we reckon at least a year, maybe a year and a half ago. Now, I mean, you can tell that the hob, by the way, I just got that off Amazon because I don't have an induction hob. You've got 1800 watts on the left and 1000 on the right. It was 99 quid. Definitely worth it if you haven't got induction. These work great on halogen. They work great on electric. But to be honest, you can really crank the heat up on induction. And so I thought it was worth getting one of those portable hobs. But you know, it's a year and a half old, that pan. The non-stick has never flaked, it's never cracked, it's never peeled because it's fused into the metal. And by the way, I know Matt does mention that it's CeraSure, and that was an error that he fully admits that he made and apologises for it. It is not CeraSure. Tower do a set of pans that have a CeraSure ceramic coating on them. That's 5 times stronger, but this is black diamond. This is a special technique that fuses the non-stick onto the pan, and it's a different process. It's a different. I'm not sure, to be honest, what it's made of. It could very well be a form of ceramic, but the fact is it's 7 times stronger, and it has no nasty stuff in it whatsoever. Tower don't make pans with nasty stuff, so no PFOAs, none of that stuff that's going to leach into the food. And Sam, is Sam around? Where's the cutlery, Sam? Is it in one of these drawers? Oh, no, that's not even a drawer. I want to show you. Can you get me a metal spoon or something, or a fork? Spoon or a fork or a knife, whatever. Thank you, sir. I wanted to show you these lids. In fact, you know what? I've got an idea. Here is... right. So this is... I love this. This will fit on your wok, it'll fit on your sauté pan, and it will fit on your 28 centimetre saucepan. There's real weight to these. One of the things that really shocked me and surprised me and pleased me when I got my pans was how good these lids are. So they're tempered glass, there's a real weight to them and solidity. And the rim is not plastic, it's silicone. And you've got a little channel cut out here, which is for the handle. That's where the handle goes. I'm going to ruin Sam's display there. So that's where the handle goes, right? But you've also got a steam vent here as well. And one of the great things, because there's a lip inside, that when you use these on a pan, you get a really good seal. So I funny enough, noticed this tonight when I was steaming my cauliflower. As you know, I notice these silly things. You get some leakage of steam around the handle, but pretty much it doesn't come out the sides, it just comes out the vent. So what's important about that is it locks the steam in. So if you are steaming, as I was steaming, and I did a whole extra large cauliflower, because there's only about 200 calories in the whole thing. But you know, if you go to one of the supermarkets and you get the really extra large one, it's huge. It filled the sauté pan from literally to the top. And 16 minutes, I think it was, and a little bit of water, or drop of water. I think I gave it a stir a couple of times. I put a big knob of butter in there, a little bit of salt. And it browns. This is one of the great things you saw on the video there with Paul. That the whole point is that you've got the heat that causes this beautiful caramelization on whatever is touching the pan. And then you stir it, and that beautiful browning and caramelization then gets stirred into the food. And then you leave it, and then it browns more, and so on and so forth. So the lids are amazing, but also they stack so well. This is where Sam's going to hate me. I'm trying to figure out, I can't remember 28, oh, thank you, sir. So, I've got a couple of spoons here. I can play the spoons. So, I mean, I don't know if we can get a shot of this. Again, I wouldn't advocate that you use metal utensils all the time, although we do have a casserole dish that's online that matches these, and they are metal utensil safe. I'll show you the details in a minute. In fact, let me show you now. Look, the Tower Precision multifunctional casserole set. So you get this nice tall casserole dish. The bottom has the bit to the sort of front we can see it on there, right? You can use it as the lid, but it's also got a bonded steel base that's induction compatible. So you can actually use that as a dish on the hob as well if you want, as a hob dish, a shallow hob dish, or you can use it as the lid. And also, so obviously the deep 24 centimetre casserole dish also has an induction base, a bonded steel base, but you can turn it upside down, you can flip it if you've got a tool food, like a tool joint or something, and you can have the deeper part on top as the lid and the shallow part on the hob. And of course the whole lot goes into the oven, also up to 260 degrees. This has got a 25-year guarantee, as long as you just make sure you register it for free with Tower. 25 years. You also get a silicone lid, a tempered glass lid with a silicone rim. But there's a silicone trivet too. So when you and the steaming basket. So when you take the steaming basket off, if you do want to use the steamer, you've got something to put it on, or there's something to put the casserole dish on. It's brilliant. Hob, oven, fridge, freezer, dishwasher, you name it. But no, again, now, I don't know if we can get... Can you, Ian, would you mind, sorry, just getting as close as you can. Just go all the way in, sir. Oh, okay, we can get even closer still. Sorry, excuse me, I'm looking over there again. That was Casey, wasn't it? I mean, there's not even a mark, nothing. And I'm pushing, and I'm using the sharp end of it. Look, it's not even marking it. They are really, really durable. But also, I mean, I think they're as durable as cast iron, but they're not as heavy because they're made out of aluminium. But it's cast aluminium, so they're not pressed out of a sheet, they're cast. And then these are a stainless steel bonded bottom with heat channels, so you get even heat distribution from one side. I mean, literally everywhere. There's no hot spot, no hot spot. But this is the way I think I usually do it. I go there, there. Then I want to go, yeah, there, oh no, then the wok, then the small one. Now this is the clever part, ladies and gentlemen. What you do is you put your saucepans in together, and then you get your small lid, and that goes upside down, and then your big lid fits on top. Now, I generally store the sauté lid or the 28cm lid separately, because you can, if you want to, turn it upside down and do that. But then you've got a bit of a screw, so it does wobble a bit. But if you're putting it in a drawer, don't really matter. Then you also get your silicone, and so the silicone lids go over either of the saucepans, so you can basically, if you've got leftovers, let it cool down. We don't even have to let it cool down, it's silicone, it's not going to melt. And then you stick it in the fridge. And you can even put it in the freezer if you want to, and they'll go in the dishwasher. But I have never seen any point in putting these in the dishwasher, because they're so easy to clean. You know what? Next time I do something difficult, like I'm sautéing steak or cooking a steak, I'll show you how easy they are to clean up. I'll record a video or something. So they stack really well. They can go in a drawer. I've got it, obviously. I've got mine on a shelf in my Warrington house, or my room. And I've got a nice stainless steel rack, if you know what I mean, in my flat in Croydon. By the way, another email quickly. If you want to send us an email, just if you want to say hello and shout, or if you want to shout out, feel free to drop me an email, studio@shopontv.co.uk. And Jan says, hi Jan, how are you? She says, I can agree entirely, Rob. Your love for these towel pans, I love them so much. I'm ordering a set for my daughter for Christmas. I'm so enthusiastic about them. They are unique, and the delivery was quick. I got mine in 3 days. So there you go. If for the person that was asking about delivery time, 3 days she got hers. They're amazing, and you can't stick anything to them. And you get this, well, at least I haven't managed to find anything yet. You get this this little booklet. All your warranty instructions are on there. So 10-year guarantee on the handles. And I wanted to show you the handles very quickly. So here's the thing, right? Pick a pan, any pan. Come here. Now, this is the other thing. I use pan protectors, but you don't have to worry about any of that. Look, I'll tell you what, watch this, right? No scratch at all, nothing, not a single thing. Not even a mark, right? See? As everything's becoming clearer. Nothing. You just, I mean, bash them, crash them, hit them, smash them. But the handles. So, 4 candles. So what you, hang on, which camera should I do this to? Let me just change hands. Sorry, Casey, I'm just looking over there to just check everything's right on the monitor. So what you do is you put the plastic lip, and they've got teeth. See those? So they go on the edge, and then you pull the handle closed, right? Now the great thing is, if you don't have an awful lot of strength, then you can use 2 handles, like that. Make it easier to carry. Taking stuff out of the oven, for example, makes it a lot easier. But the thing is, if you've got this and they're nice and strong, if you accidentally knock the lever, oh no, oh wait a minute, nothing happened. Because it will go a little floppy, but that's normal. depending on the age of the person using them. It's perfectly normal anyway. Because you actually have 2 stages, so you have to press the button, then that flips out. So it's 1 stage to close, but it's 2 stage. So there's a safety aspect as well. They are just absolutely brilliant. How many clips have we seen so far of, oh, we've only seen 3, which means that we still have another 8 to 10 minutes or so with Paul Brodell and Matt McNamara. Please check out, they're the last set of pans you're going to need to buy for at least 5 years, because the pans are guaranteed for 5 years, as long as you register that free of charge with Tower's website, or I believe you can do it on the phone as well. I seem to recall from when I got my instructions. All the instructions are in there, maintenance, cleaning. I mean, they're just fab. If you cook, if you eat, you need these. And honestly, I've had like super duper expensive stainless steel pans, you know, where it's like £100 for a pan for one. Well, this is $99.99. And I tell you what, I've also had £100 sets of pans before. They were rubbish. They were really, really, I mean, I could use words, one that C with a wrap. Other words available, because they were cheap and nasty. So please, they're normally 200 quid these, and that I still think doesn't do them justice. Please understand, this is because we are dealing directly with Tower, and there's no middleman or middle person. So, you know, in retail, you go to maybe an agent, maybe then a distributor, then a wholesaler, then, you know, then the retailer, and everyone's adding on their markup. And then there are fees in retail for your slotting fees, and, you know, if it's an end cap, you pay more, or cooperative advertising charges. I mean, you know, it's a minefield, retail, as anyone who works in it will know. Whereas with us, it's our buyer and our supplier, and that's it, direct. So we're able to bring you these phenomenal prices. Why there are, even on discount, they're 170 quid at Amazon and Hale Retail and On Buy, you know, and pretty much anywhere else you can find them. And it's the same kit. We're not giving you a lesser kit compared to these other retailers. You're getting the same 13 pieces, 6 pans, 3 lids, 3 glass lids, 2 silicone lids and 2 handles for $99.99. There is no one else that's doing these for that price that I'm aware of. You've got to check out. We're down to the last third of the stock. They are flying. I don't think we're going to have them left for very much longer. Please check out. If you're awake now and conscious, and unlike Casey, sober, and her friend, she's probably passed out by now. If you've just tuned in, you're like, what are you doing, Rob? Well, Casey was asking why I kept looking over here, because we've got, in fact, maybe Ian will give you a shot. I'll show you. Should we show them the layout of the studio? Do you mind? Just come on around and have a... so I've got monitors here. That's how I see what's on telly and what's coming up next, right? And just thank you to Kieran, our director, for allowing me to direct for a moment. So, yeah, look at this. See? There's... see, Sam, he's always working, Sam. There he is with his broom. Hello, Sam, all right? But there we got the cameras, you see, and see, look, it's not a real room, it's a set, and there are the monitors that I look at. So that's why I keep looking to my right, to your left. But Casey said that every time I did that, they were going to have a little beverage, a little adult beverage. Here's Paul Brodell and Matt.
Look at this, look. So I'm just going to turn over our salmon, and I've just put our egg mix in there, but look. This is sliding around. Now, you saw me wipe that out. I didn't add any oil to it.
True.
Look at that wonderful sizzle, sizzle. Just turn that one over again. Look at that, look. Wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
how
look at the
good
colour.
is that?
Now, that's the salmon pink, isn't it? You know? So cooking, but not burning, searing anything, yeah?
Yeah, you really can cook beautiful. Making, you know, wonderful meals, healthy meals at a fraction of the price a lot of the time of buying all these ready meals. Yeah. And you know exactly what's going in. Oh, I forgot my scrambled egg.
Well, yeah, you know you're not adding any salt in, you know.
Look at that, look. Look, well, I almost forgot my scrambled egg, but look, can you see
but it's fine, no
how
problem.
nothing's stuck whatsoever?
Yeah, it's just a lovely colour, that. Oh, it's beautiful.
There you go. Now, wonderful. Put that on there like so. Just give it a quick wipe out. Now we're talking scrambled egg. You remember scrambled egg pan? You know, when you look at the pan, how just brilliant, isn't
Yeah,
it?
my old metal saucepans when I first moved out got a room. I'd be there soaking. It was rice, white rice, and scrambled egg was the nightmare. That's what it was. But here with these, with your Cerashore ceramic, you have no problems. As it says there, full flexibility in the kitchen, but you've got the freedom to be cooking, making, storing, transferring to the oven at 260 degrees, transferring to the fridge, using the silicone lids, using the regular lids. This is so versatile, and it is such a treat without being a treat, isn't it? It's not a sort of luxurious price. It's like an everyday purchase for something you're going to use every day, but for a really good price at the same time.
I must just show you this.
Paul.
Now, I'm really, really hot pan. Caramel. If you've ever burnt caramel before, but can you see? Look, that is normally you'd throw it in the bin. I might have to throw my spatula in the bin afterwards, but look how it's just not sticking at all. It's just literally running down. This is toffee. You know, that's, you know, it turns to, actually, you know, gravy brownie is just burnt sugar.
Yeah.
And you think, my goodness.
The sugar would burn and stick, and
it
just
really
be
does
awful,
stick,
wouldn't it?
So I'll grab my
these pans.
here.
These pans are doing it. So yeah, you've got your lids here. We put a lid on the wok at the moment. You know, just checking it was the wok because it could have been the sauté dish. Searing that salmon in. But you also
I might have ruined my cloth.
Oh no!
But look in the pan.
That's such a powerful demonstration, though, isn't it? To show what's
I've
on the
ruined my
cloth.
cloth. I can remember years ago, I used to be like the comic chef for James Martin, and he would always do spun sugar in a stainless steel pan, and I would literally be soaking it to death.
Yeah.
After, you know. Now I want to show you a really good little demo here. If we've got some water, and you just put a tiny bit in there, and then I'm going to virtually steam our fish, even though we've sealed it, so we've got that caramelisation. Can you see all the steam build up there? And that will steam it and superheat it, and then that makes sure all your vegetables are cooked too.
So we can see the vent here. You can see the steam coming out of the vent, and then that gap there that's obviously for your handle, where your detachable handles going off and on. But solid lids here. So you've got the lid that's going to go on, because they're the same size, aren't they? So your lid on your wok and your sauté
28
dish.
centimetre, which is just brilliant. So look at that.
Saucepans as well.
How good is that? So instead of using all that unhealthy oil, we've done it with, we've done what, you know, less than 10 minutes, isn't it? But and look how beautiful that
Tasty, healthy, no clean
ready for that one
necessarily.
Yeah, the clean up is a dream. So you're really investing in yourself, investing in the amount of time you spend washing up, and how good
I've been loving
is
it.
that?
I'm so pleased for those of you getting these now, because honestly, because you know when it's something we buy just in case, or we buy it as a luxury, so it might be like a problem fixer, and we think, do you know what, I'm going to get one of those, because you never know. A bit like the air compressor I bought for my car, for my tyres. It's in the boot because you never know, yeah? But this is something that you're buying that you know you're going to use straight away out of the box, and it's also you're going to know how to use it. How many things have you bought where you've been a bit scared to get it out of the box? Well, this is one of those things that you're going to unpack this straight away, because it's fry up time, is it?
It certainly is. Fry up time. There you go. I've got our flat sausages.
Favourite.
In the other one, I'm going to do some of our little meatballs.
It's quick. Do you know, the 2.5 mil base, remember, is even distribution of heat. That's what it's giving you, the even distribution of heat. The Cerashore means that the ceramic is non-stick.
Look how quick that is.
Look at it cooking away.
You know, this is incredible, isn't it? This is really superb cooking, easy clean up. We've gone straight from no oil salmon fillets to doing our fry up. It's just wonderful. We've got an amazing plethora of different pans here, from your big cottage pies, your stir fries you can be doing. It's just wonderful.
Any hob type as well. So if you've just tuned in, you're thinking, but I cook on gas, so these going to be all right on gas? Yes, they are. I cook on electric. What about me? Yep, you'll be fine. And also, you've got your induction hobs working as well, because these are induction bases. So induction, gas and electric, any hob type. And show us the handle again.
Yeah,
so easy,
so
isn't it?
simple. So you literally place it on, click it closed, that's it. then you flick it open, then you press the button, voila.
Wonderful. On, click. I'm left-handed, but I can still do it with my right hand. There you go, lock. So unlock, click, off. On, lock, click, in. So you can use them both if you want. You give yourself a little bit of an extra helping hand. Oh, by the way, if you've got anything else from the Freedom range, or you're thinking, I like this brand, I might buy more Freedom stuff in the future, those handles will work across the whole Freedom range. They're okay, they're universal. Oh, look at the bacon.
Wonderful. Bacon, wonderful. Just brilliant. Let me see, have we got an egg left in here?
I wonder what made Paul think of eggs, because we've got sausage patties, we've got bacon. Oh yeah, an egg, yeah, it's a natural...
And this is where we need to use the lid again, because the steam will cook it.
Okay, let me do that for you. Here we go. Ready, steady.
There you go, pop that on there. Yep.
Here we are.
Sits perfectly within seconds, and the natural steam then will cook it on the top too. Now again, we're doing, you know, I love the size of these pans, the height. And don't forget, you can even do cakes and bread in them.
Right.
Don't ever think of them as just frying pans. They're saucepans, they're pie dishes, they're casserole dishes, because of course you can put them all in the oven as well.
Oven
so
take
they
up to 260.
really do come into their own.
And they all nest, because that removable handle comes off, they all nest snugly into your saucepan. So easy to clean because of the Serrashore ceramic, and it's 0333241241, and you want to spread the cost with PayPal, you can. 10-year warranty on the handles, 5-year extended warranty on the actual pans themselves if you're registering on the pans on the website, and you're going to use these so much every single day for different things throughout the day. And you've got your silicone stretch covers as well as the lids that come with your pans too. You know, maybe it's your cooking skills that you're thinking, oh, it's my fault I burned that, it's my fault the bottom of the beans seared themselves to the pan, it's my fault my omelettes are never right, it's my fault my pancakes are rubbish. No. You know, try these pans, get them home, experience, oh, look at that. Experience the Serrashore ceramic non-stick, and I'm hoping, it's a bit of a bold statement, but watch yourself become a king or a queen or a prince or a princess of that kitchen. Or a chef like Paul.
Look at that. So we've just used the steam to cook the egg.
Great.
It is fantastic. And you know, some people like asparagus. Don't they? So we're just going to go straight into asparagus. Bit of greenery there. Oh, you just love asparagus. Yeah. So imagine we're doing asparagus with our meatball sauce. We could have that on our pasta. Just brilliant. Again, the brand that you can trust.
Yeah, 1913.
How many years they've been going for.
You don't stick around that long by doing a rubbish job. So, you know, a British company, British design, British innovation, flying the British flag, and knowing that we're buying quality. It's a tower name since 1930. That asparagus looks golden and lovely, glistening.
I'm just going to do the quickest cheese sauce to go over the top.
Nothing's ruined.
Look at that, look.
Look at what we've made as well.
We've
Steak and
nachos there too.
Omelette.
It is just brilliant.
Do you know, if you've been thinking about upgrading your pan set, think no longer, this is it. When are you going to see a better pan set with a better name at a better price? That's the questions, isn't it? Whether you are, you know, maybe looking at, because nearly hitting 50 now. I first moved out, my pan's like 20-something years old. I'm thinking, you know, the oldest ones. Now I've upgraded one here and one there, and I've got a new frying pan over the years and treated myself here and there. But are you like that? Oh, look at this. Yeah, wow.
Sauce over there.
Oh,
and
cheese
it's over
sauce.
our nachos.
Oh.
Too.
What would you say to anybody, Paul, that's just about to order?
You know what? I think if you want to get inspired, if you want to cook wonderful meals, if you want effortless cleaning up afterwards, wonderful space storage as well, get rid of all your old pans that don't, you know, are not on stick anymore, and replace them with these wonders. So versatile with that interchanging lid. Also, if you're camping, caravanning, anything like that, wonderful, because you've got such versatility, especially being able to pop them in the oven as well.
Please do check out, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, if you want to send an email, get a shout out, whatever you like, just say hi, tell me a joke. But also tell me if you've got these pans, what you love about them, I've got my trusty iPad here. I was just talking to Sam, our floor manager, and I didn't realise because we're also live on TikTok. So when Sam's here, it's Shop on Sam. We have our main account is Shop on TV Live, and the floor managers, either Sam or Dave, they go around and you'll get to see behind the scenes. They'll take you on a tour of the studios. I occasionally say stupid things to the camera. Ask me questions, whatever you like, really, right, Sam? I'm looking over there, Casey. Because Sam's over there now, you see. I'm looking over there. But he was just telling me that Shona, Whitney from EastEnders, that she, I mean, apparently comes into the live talk, the live chats all the time. And it's just, I wish we could say, well, give us a mention, but of course she's in the jungle at the moment. And she's fantastic. Don't you think Shona is amazing on I'm a Celebrity? Love the show this year, brilliant. I'm fascinated by Tom and just all of, and Martin Kemp's amazing as well. This is brilliant. Do watch I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here if you have the time and the inclination to do so. It's really good, I think. Now, we're going to give you a chance to check out on these. Where are we down to? Good Lord, we're down to less than 30% of the stock remaining. Remember, the price is market beating. These are so non-stick. How non-stick are they, Rob? They're so non-stick. So that's a bit of an American thing. That if you can stick something to these pans, I'll give you a lollipop. I will. Would you? Fraser, my producer, just said, I'm sure you will. That's the driest I've ever heard him. What does that mean, Fraser? I don't go round giving a lollipop to people willy-nilly. You've got to earn my lollipop. Earn my... Earn my lollipop. Boop, 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 boop. So anyway, the Vortex dual stacking air fryer is a marvellous piece of modern machinery. It is 2 racks, no, compartments, baskets atop each other, or one atop the other, one below, one above. And what's great about these is, apart from the fact it's a really smart system, look how big they are. 5.5 litres, that is atypical. Normally, you have to get an XL air fryer to get this sort of capacity, so it's 11 litres between the two. There are trivets inside. There are 2 trivets, so you get the main trivet, which is this one here, and that is aerated, as you can see. That is to allow fats and things like that to drop into the bottom of the basket, but also for air to get around, because there's a vortex. There's a really, the heater in this, or the heating element, creates this superheated dry air, which is, it spins in a vortex type motion. And that's what helps to cook the food very, very quickly. It's like if you've ever been somewhere really hot and it's windy, you tend to sort of brown quicker. At least that's what I've discovered. Then the trivets, if you want to, you can just do one lot of whatever in there. But if you want to do 2 foods, so you could have something on the bottom, something on the top, each of these compartments, it has another trivet, and that means you can do 2 foods in one, in, as we say in France. Right? Nice digital display as well. You've got presets at the bottom. You've got 2 baskets, which are basically designated by the numbers 1 and 2. And there are 2 functions on here. So there's match cook. That means that if you use match cook, both compartments will cook at the same temperature and for the same time. Now, you can use the presets, but, you know, if I select, I don't know, whatever that is there, wings, there is also a time temperature button. So you can, using the plus or minus, oh, actually 200 is the most. You can go down if you want to, and then if I hit the time, I want to go up a bit on 20. So you have complete and utter manual control. Now, I have to tell you, there's so much information out there on the internet. I mean, I've had air fryers and air grills and, you know, you name it. And if I want to know, how do you air fry a large sausage? And it will tell you, you know, the time and the temperature. And by jingo, I mean, that's how I've literally learned the cooking times for everything I've used in an air fryer. They do cook quickly. If you're not sure, use the time and temperature that you would on a fan-assisted oven, because essentially this is it's a fan-assisted oven. And you can use, I mean, you could even use your tower pans in there. The small saucepan probably would fit in here, but you can use trivets and things like that. And actually now, because air fryers have become so ubiquitous, people, well, you like that word, do you, Fraser? Yeah. Thank you. A lot of foods now actually have air fryer instructions on them too. So the other function is smart finish. And that means that you can essentially, between the two baskets, you can set different times and different temperatures for each. So, and they will fit, but they will synchronize. So let's say the top one is cooking for 20 minutes at 200 degrees. By the way, pretty much everything in an air fryer, 200 degrees for like 20 minutes. But the bottom is cooking at 170 for 15 minutes. The bottom will be put on hold for 5 minutes, and then when it gets to the 15-minute mark, it will then be started, and that will then be synchronised with the top compartment. So whichever way round you do it, doesn't matter. The food will finish cooking at the same time. So maybe you're doing a huge portion of chips in the bottom. Maybe you're doing some, I don't know, battered cod or something like that in the top, or sausages. By the way, sausages in the air fryer, amazing, because they cook all the way around. No turning sausages, no more having to flip. I do generally, with all the things unless it's sausages, but if I'm doing, say, a steak or something like that, I do tend to turn it over halfway, because even though the trivet at the bottom does get airflow underneath it, it's no match for the air the hot air that's coming from the top. So turn halfway, that's what I would recommend through the cooking cycle. And as soon as you take the drawer out, it will then pause, and then you just stick it back in. And by the way, if the phone goes or whatever, there is a pause button, so you can actually pause cooking. And if you've got one drawer going, and you can just use one drawer at a time if you want to. Entirely up to you. You don't have to use them both at the same time. The dimensions of this are really good. The depth, it's 48 and a half centimetres, I think it was. So that's standard sort of depth for an air fryer. And you've got the vent. And by the way, the vent at the back is really good. You get warm air that comes out, but you can have it go up, pretty much butt up to the back wall of your kitchen without a problem. Oh, 46 and a half, sorry, excuse me. 26.3 wide, but that would be 52.6 wide normally if these were side-by-side air fryers, but because they're stacked on top of each other, yes, you've got 43.3 centimetres height. But height is usually not an issue in a kitchen, whereas width, especially modern kitchens now, you know, you don't always get an awful lot of counter space. And my director just said they're postage stamps, and the counter space is a half or a quarter of a postage stamp. So they are very space saving. Also means this is great if you're for a caravan or a motorhome. The thing about this here, right, so this is the main oven. You've got all of that area to preheat. I mean, an oven like that can take 15 to 20 minutes to preheat. You're using all that electricity, and it's not even got to temperature to start cooking. And then, if you think about it, you put something in that oven, and you've got all of this space around the outside. You're heating. It's like you're heating an entire room when you're just, you know, there's just you sitting in front of on the sofa in front of the telly kind of thing. So this is localized, focused heating, no preheat time. You turn it on, within seconds it reaches temperature. And it cooks very quickly, but also because it cooks quickly, it sears the food. And so you do a steak in this, and it sears the outside, and then that keeps, the point of searing in cooking is to seal in the juices. So what you end up with is really succulent food. I personally have discovered that all the food I cook in an air fryer is extraordinarily succulent and moist and just gorgeous. Chicken, particularly like the chicken breast. The breast is as succulent as you would expect from dark meat. And you could do whole chicken. This is sufficient capacity to do a whole chicken in here. You could do 2 whole chickens. You could do a chicken in the top. You could do I don't know, a leg of pork in the bottom. So if people want options at Christmas, turkey, pork, ham rather, you could do a ham hock, gammon, you know, rack of lamb. And if you don't have a rack of lamb, then that would be a lack of ram, which is also an underpowered computer. So anyway, while I quietly lose my mind, here is a former chicken that has been unceremoniously put into an oven, and it's being cooked so that someone can eat it. Yes, here it is.
Let's have a look at this, because for me, this just sums up how easy cooking in an air fryer is and can be. Because a roast meal on a Sunday is something that, I think a lot of us would think we need a lot of skill in order to be able to achieve.
I think a lot of us think it needs to be a Sunday because it takes all day, and all of a sudden
absolutely.
You can do a Sunday dinner in an instant in here and have it every day of the week. We've probably sold about a dozen air fryers just from people coming round for Sunday dinner.
And chicken dinner,
and it just tastes, the chicken tastes, it's like that rotisserie chicken.
It is when you go in the supermarket to the rotisserie.
You can't do in the main oven.
And they're so expensive. Now, the finish on the meat, any kind of meat, any roasts, is brilliant in here.
It really is.
It works on all roasts.
And the thing is with a regular, if you're doing a roast meal in the regular way, I've done roasties in the top of there as well. I could have done roasted veg or, roasted carrots, but they've only got a tablespoon of oil on those potatoes. You can see just how beautifully still they are cooked. The thing is with a roast, it's a lot of work normally, isn't it? Because you're having to rotate it, baste it. Because what happens is the oven just dries it out. And, this is new technology. This vortex technology you've got in here, it envelopes the food in this super hot air, and that helps to seal a lot of the moisture and the succulency into your food. I'm just going to grab a fork, because
I think the big oven is a bit like a tumble dryer. It seems to really dry everything out, and I went off meats really because I didn't like the texture. They were just too. I like them well cooked, but then they were just too dry.
Yeah.
But look at
Whereas
this.
actually in an air fryer, have a look at that meat.
Beautiful crispy skin, but look at how succulent and tender that chicken is underneath. This chicken I think was about £4.60 money wise. It's a medium-sized chicken, so it's not, it's not a fancy chicken by any stretch of the imagination. It's not corn-fed or free range or anything like that.
Stop attacking the personality of the chicken, Jack.
What I want you to see is the breast. Obviously, the breast is the bit that so often dries out. But what you'll see is here, it is still so
succulent,
incredibly succulent and tender all the way through. So all I did with this, breast side down for 30 minutes, and then I flipped it over and did it breast side up for another 30 minutes. But can you see how incredibly succulent and tender that is? In your oven, you'd probably be looking at about 1 hour and 10 maybe for a chicken of the same size. But then what you'd also be doing is you would also be preheating it. So this is the easiest thing.
And it wouldn't be like that.
It wouldn't be like that. And
so it'd probably be a good hour and 40 or more to do a chicken.
When it tells you to shake it, just turn the chicken over.
Okay.
It's simple as that. And what that means is you will then get this. And I did nothing to that. I put a tiny little bit of oil on the outside of there, and I put that in for its entirety.
Now, here's the thing. So I've got 2 air fryers. I've got a Health Grill, and I've got a Tefal OptiGrill as well, and I've also got Ninja, the big air fryer, the equivalent of this but side by side. I got the double air fryer on sale, and I think it was 300 quid. Might have been 250. I might have got it for 250 actually. Now look, they're brilliant. I mean, look, there are lots of brands out there, and the ones that are really good, they can and do often charge more. So the point really of this is that, I mean, our usual price is £129.99. I think you'd be very happy with this even at that price. But £86.99, and compared to the marketplace, look, people are being very competitive with air fryers right now. It's very hard to compete. So Tara themselves have got it at £99.99, which I think is a great price, to be honest. Curry's at £97.99, 94 at Very and Argos. But look, we've shaved it as hard and fast and close to the bone as we could. £86.99, and also interest-free payments with PayPal Pay in 3. So some of those stores there don't offer payments or interest-free instalments, or they are instalments but they're interest-bearing. So, but look, they're all trustworthy places. You do you. If you want to get a slightly better price, and even if you include the P&P, you're still saving a few quid. So, and again, we are also a trusted source, ITV. ITV1 and STV, and now ITVX, of course. By the way, hello to anyone that used to watch me on ITV before, because I know a lot of you probably are ITVX viewers. In fact, Sam was just saying, does that mean I can see you? We watch on Sky through the ITVX app on our smart TV. Does that mean we can see us now? Yes, you can. So welcome. And if you want to follow me personally on social media, all my social media handles are at Rob Lock, with an E, obviously, on TV, at Rob Lock on TV. I always read my messages, and if you want to say hi, you're more than welcome to. I'm on X and Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of it. All of the above. YouTube. Although I haven't got a lot of stuff on YouTube at the moment, I have to say. There's me handle down the bottom. Look, see, Roblox with an E, Roblox on TV. Do follow me and whatever it is people do. I'm not very good on social media, but I do look at it and I do respond to. Made some good friends actually on social media over the years. So, but now we are going to go back to, oh my giddy aunt, ladies and gentlemen. Da na 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 na. I can't do the sound for it. That sounded more like when you flip a ruler. So the pans, they are brilliant. They really are. That's not just me saying that. No, it is me saying that, admittedly. But I have 2 sets. I bought them with my own hard-earned money, if you class what I do, as hard work. So my own money. And I absolutely love them. And look, you know, even though I consider my primary vocation is that of an actor, and I have on and off over the last 30 years of my career been involved with transactional television, as I call it, or as it's called, direct response television. I was one of the sort of third wave of original presenters at the original shopping channel. Many of my colleagues still there to this very day, and hello if any of you are watching. Brilliant company, brilliant place. I love working there. I've worked for. No, I'm not going to ask for a job when I'm on the air. They didn't want me. Once bitten, twice shy, eh? So look, I'm not saying any of this to impress you, but to impress upon you. You know, I've been around the block a bit. I've done probably. Well, I lost count. I stopped counting at 10,000 hours of live transactional television. And the point I'm trying to make, albeit the long way round, as Doctor Who would say, is that I have tried a lot of pans. And I don't want you to get caught with your pans down. Sorry. And there have been some really, really good pans. But honestly, I promise, hand on heart, on the lives of all I hold near and dear, of all the pans I've ever owned, of all the pans I've ever used, and I've used from the cheap, nasty stuff when I didn't have a lot of money to the really expensive stuff when I had far too much money and then couldn't keep it in my pocket. And I've used some great pans. But I have never, ever used a set of pans that are this versatile, that can take as much punishment as these can. And for that price, in that price range, I would if I paid 500 quid for these pans, I would expect the quality and the features and the functionality of what these pans do. I certainly, if I'd spent £100 on a set of pans, would not expect any of it. I'd expect them to be rubbish, and I'd probably use them for a bit and then throw them away. But these are spectacular. You cannot stick anything to this pan, any food that I've ever cooked, and I've tried it all. I've even burned sugar on there and let it cool down. That's the hardest, the only thing that took a little bit of effort with the spatula to get off, but it still came off. If that had been in stainless steel, if it had been inferior non-stick, the non-stick probably, if it was the coating probably would have come off. Either way, you'd have been throwing that pan away. Unlike cast iron, which you have to sort of season, and it's heavy. Unlike stainless steel, which I know a lot of the professional chefs use, again, there's a lot of technique that is required, from what I understand, to use those pans correctly. With these, they are goof-proof. Anyone can use them. Any age, really, you know, as long as it's safe for them to use them. But they are superb for students. They're superb for the mobile home, the caravan, the RV. They are superb for the holiday home. But they're also superb for your main home. And I promise you, if you needed a roasting tin for Christmas, don't buy a roasting tin. The roasting tins I bought were, I think the large one was £50, the smaller one was 40, and they were on sale. And you're halfway to owning this entire 13-piece. Instead of spending, you wouldn't get a lot of change out of 100 quid if maybe you bought 1 or 2 really good pans or a casserole dish or a whatever. But get these instead, because they are your roasting tins. They are your bakeware. You can make cakes. You can bake bread. The only thing you can't put in the oven are the handles and the lids. But if you were doing a joint and you needed to cover it, you could put foil around the top. They are just superb. 5-year guarantee on the pans. So you're at least guaranteed that they're going to last you 5 years. What for 99 quid have you ever bought in the past that's lasted you 5 years? probably not a lot. And the handles have got a 10-year guarantee. My friends have bought these. My family have bought these. I've bought these. I use them. My son uses them. There are people all around the crew who use them. I believe our producer and director use them. They're just, the thing is, when you work in this business and we get a good product, we go buy it because we've had the benefit of trying it. And that's why I'm here now telling you, because you haven't had the benefit of trying it yet. But now if you believe a word I say, and I hope you do, because please don't trust me or believe me just because I'm telling you the truth. Maybe just understand that these pans are something that you can imagine are a really, really good buy and a really, really good product and a really, really great price. And take that leap of faith. Have you ever thought about buying something and then thought, not been too sure? And then you decided to buy that thing anyway. And when you did, it exceeded your expectations and you were so glad you bought it. Can you think of a time when that happened and something that you bought that fits those circumstances? Now, with these pans at $99.99, I would say one of the features they come with is satisfaction guaranteed, literally guaranteed for 5 years. There are more emails. Let's see if anyone says anything about the pans. Here we go. Sadie, these really are the best pans in the world. I brought them. I convinced them, apparently. She said that my current pans are rubbish and are scratched and burnt. I mean, it's just... Oh, and who's it? Rod and Lynn. So Sadie, thank you. Rod and Lynn, nice to see you back. Spent time debating about these pans and bought them last time they were on to replace my old ones. And I'm glad I did. Like you, Rob, I've spent lots of money on pots and pans over the years and have a lot that have given up the ghost. No stick. Goes stainless steel. No stick. Yes, stainless steel rubbish. These, however, are up there. Nothing seems to stick. Easy to clean. We now have a neat and tidy pan drawer. Mine arrived in 3 days. Brilliant. Thank you so much. I've got a couple of people asking for shout-outs here. I will do those. In fact, I'll do them now quickly. Daniel says, hi Rob, can I have a shout out to Insomniac Danny, who watches most nights. I've only bought one product. And the cardio core exercise machine that's quite good for exercise. Daniel, absolutely. And Danny, who's watching, Danny. Or is maybe Danny, is it Danny and Daniel? But Daniel, if you're two separate people, or even if you're only one, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And congrats on getting the cardio core. Georgie says, could I have a shout out for Ben and Georgie? Ben! Georgia! Yes. Thank you for watching. Hope that you're enjoying the show. I will start bringing my glasses into the studio next time, as my director just suggested. Currently enjoying the show with our cat Pebbles. She's quite an independent cat, but always seems to like sitting with us. I almost mispronounced that. When the show comes on, maybe it's the food. Do I have any pets? I don't have time for pets. I'm never at home. I mean, if I had a pet, it would be poorly neglected. Actually very well neglected. So although I do love animals, I don't have any pets at the moment because I'm not there to take care of them. But thank you very much indeed for watching. Much appreciated. Shout outs to you all. But now, I was thinking to myself the other day, if I had a vampire problem, what would I use to solve it? And I couldn't for the life of me think what the best way to go would be. So I thought I'd ask Paul Broder. Paul, if I've got a vampire problem, what would you use?
Oh, steak. I was like, from The Simpsons when it's all pork chop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
steak. But we are proud, because, Paul, you're not going to put your name and your time and your energy.
Do you know what? I absolutely love this. And again, with the detachable handles, it is just so good. And again, you can pop them straight in the oven then. Yep. And you can pull it out with one oven. But just imagine you suffer from stiff joints, anything like that. Yep. You can put the two handles on, take it out with two handles. How much easier is that? If you've ever taken a pan out with a wet cloth before, you only do it once. Where this makes life so much easier. It really is so good. We're going to put it to the ultimate test, really. I've got so many different things to do. Now, if you've ever burnt milk or cheese in a pan before, you know how much it can really stick. You know, if it's stainless steel, it can be terrible, can it? But imagine now, I am going to literally pop a steak in here, and there's no oil in there. I don't know whether you can see the onions. They're not sizzling because there's no oil there.
Yep.
Nothing at all. But
So lose the fat, not lose the flavour.
exactly. Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that.
Of course, you've got the 2.5mm base with the even heat distribution, and then your amazing Sarah Shaw pans as well.
Now in this one, I'm just burning some cheese. I'm just going to show you the worst scenario. Now you imagine not only cheese, so imagine on your lasagna dish, anything like that. Imagine putting a bit of egg with it too. Imagine.
I would imagine that, but it's going to burn.
Imagine putting a bit of pancake batter in there as well.
My kids would love this.
Really trying to get it to stick. Now, while this is melting, I'm just going to turn over our steak.
Oh yeah.
Now, I'm just going to give it a bit of a nudge. Look at that, look.
So no oil, that's just the natural oil from the steak.
That is just the natural oil that's come from the steak. And look at this.
Oh.
Caramelisation sears beautifully.
Oh.
How gorgeous is that?
So that's the even heat distribution for you.
That is, yeah, that's that wonderful thick base that you've got on there.
That means you've got your garnishes cooking at the same time. You're not worried about cold spots with your heat distribution.
Pop in a few mushrooms there. I'm going to do it in a Stilton and cream sauce in a minute. But look at this one.
So this is all burned on now, surely.
Well, look,
you've ruined your pan. Oh no, you haven't.
Can you see how it's just perfection personified, isn't it?
That is
Look at that, look. Now you imagine a hot pan like that. I'm now going to put some omelette mix in there.
So easy, just look at the pan, it's clean. That's the Sarah Shaw ceramic non-stick. The cleanup is so easy. You can put them in the dishwasher if you want to. They are dishwasher safe, but we don't think you're going to need to. Just give them a quick clean and away you go. But also up to 260 degrees in the oven. And then you've got your detachable handles, so you can go from oven to air fryer, from air fryer to table, to dining table, to kitchen, and back to the hob. Oh, and talking of hobs, have you got a particular type of hob and you think, oh no, are these saucepans good for it? Well, we're using the induction hob here in the studio, so it's the magnetic base, yeah? And then you can use these on any hob type. So induction, gas, electric,
exactly.
all of them.
Now, I think I've just made the quickest cheese omelette you've ever had. Look how gorgeous. Cheese and herb omelette.
Oh my
look
gosh.
at that, look.
You pay so much.
How,
look at that, it looks
and
gourmet.
can you see, completely clean as a whistle. Healthy and delicious, high in protein. Look at that.
I don't know how you did that, but that
Wonderful.
omelette looks really posh for some, like...
Well, and it's done in seconds. You imagine a bit of salad with that, and bam, you've got it in no time at all.
A few
Now,
frites with it, yeah.
so I would say that steak is pretty much done how I like it. You've got a nice lot of caramelisation. It's sizzling, bubbling, bit of salt and pepper. Pop that on there. But I'm now going to make a bit of a sauce with it.
You're losing the fat, not the flavour, because you've not put in any extra oil or butter on these, and these are Sarah Shaw non-stick. Cream straight in the hot pan, no worries. Yes, it's bubbling away, but we're not worried about it burning today. Ooh.
Oh yeah, this will be the quickest Stilton sauce ever.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that, look.
You do like your
And
Stilton?
a lot of Stilton.
Yeah.
Get like this on fresh air left. Right. Now, and my top tip, let's just put a bit of pickle in with it too.
See, this is why Paul's
adds a bit of sweetness.
top shop on TV
So this
chef.
wonderful. Now, if you think, oh, look, it's going to burn, it's going to catch, well, I'm going to prove that it won't. So I'll just let that Stilton melt, and then we've got the quickest Stilton sauce that you've ever had. And how much do you pay for ribeye and Stilton sauce? 25 quid in a restaurant?
25, 30 more, depending on where you are.
Just going to start our stir fry going.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So we're going straight from the pan to the wok here, because you can. This is a 13-piece set where you've got your 2 saucepans, the sauté dish, the 2 pans, and the wok dish as well. 2 detachable handles, very easy to use, so you click on and click off. All come beautifully boxed. It's a great wedding present, actually. Brilliant housewarming gift, or a treat to yourself. The thing is, I say treat, and it's not like an extravagance, is it? Because it's not like a, oh, I don't know when I'm going to use it, and I don't know if I'm going to need it. You know, this is cooking. This is something you're going to use every single day. This is something that you need to at least have a certain level of quality
You
about.
may think, oh, look, he's burning out. Well, I'm doing it on purpose, but just look what happens when I go across.
It's peeling away.
It just comes away.
Yeah.
Look at that, look.
Obviously, plastic, silicone utensils, soft utensils.
You smell that Stilton sauce. So I'm just going to pour that over the top, but I'm going to leave some in the pan.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Just to burn it on.
So deliberately, you're deliberately
burning it on. Just to show you the quality of these pans is just incredible. We've got our veggies here to go with it. Quick stir fry I'm doing here. Trying to get it.
See, with my old wok, I used to have to be worried about the heat distribution because I could never leave something. You were busy over here and you left that going, but it didn't. Yeah. There weren't hot spots. You haven't suddenly charged it.
I've just used a bit of spray oil like that to keep it going. Just wonderful. Now, remember this burnt mess?
It doesn't smell good. It's smelling very burnt.
Look at that, look. But it just comes away clean. Wow. You know, this is what I want to show. How forgiving. You imagine someone knocks at the front door, the telephone goes, you know, you're occupied, something like that. We've all done it. Yeah. This is how forgiving these pans are. And this is why I really want everyone to experience
You're not there forever
how
with the
good
cleaner.
they are.
Yeah, you're not there forever wondering about how am I going to get this off, or soaking it, or wasting your washing up liquid, you know, or extra tools, or scrubbing. You don't want to scrub it because you don't want the damage. You wouldn't
Now, I
want to
just want to show you the outside too, where I poured the sauce. Literally wipes away clean. They are just incredible.
Remember, this is Serrashore ceramic. You live in the dream when you get these. Seriously, 13-piece set here from Tower. The guarantee, because you'd obviously think, you know, with such a good brand name as Tower, these are going to be guaranteed, right? Well, 10 years on the handles and a 5-year extended guarantee on the actual pans. You just need to activate it on the Tower website, of course. And being the Freedom range, the handles go across the entire range, so they interchange. And also, talking about interchanging and stuff like that, nesting as well. Which ones are hot? Which ones are cold here? So that's hot. I don't want to touch that one, but looking, that one's hot, but it's got a handle. But I'll just drop this in so that you can see.
Yeah, let me.
So I've got the 2 different size saucepans here. One goes in the other, and they nest like so. So that's an example of at least 2 of them and how they nest. But they are very, very easy to stack. If you're thinking about the handle, and is that going to get in the way in the cupboard? No, because you just detach the handle and it comes off, and they nest like that. It does go all the way in, I promise. There you go. So which means they can be cake tins, baking trays, sauté dishes, woks. Is that locked in there?
Yeah, that's all locked in.
You know, you have got it, all your bases covered when you get this Tower Freedom set. And the Tower brand, one that's been going since 1913, you're doing well to get that too.
And I just want you to imagine here. So that one fits in that one, then your 2 pans on top and all the rest. And plus the one in here. And so they all fit on top of each other, and then you've got the lids.
Quite swish lids, aren't they? Because you've got
They certainly have. Yeah.
You've got your window there so you can see what's happening inside your saucepan. You've got to stand behind it, so there you go. The vent is there for draining things or letting the steam out, and then you've got your gap for the handle. That's where the handle clicks on there. But that is a really, really nice, solid saucepan lid. That is.
Now we've done our stir fry now. I've just added some of our thick soya sauce in there. Wonderful. And again, that was just cabbage and some vegetables. How good is that? That's for our lovely Martha. That smells.
Yeah, you're making everyone's lunch today, aren't we?
That's nice and healthy.
Have you got your order in today? Yeah,
Look at that.
Didn't have to ask him twice.
And again, don't forget that Serrashore non-stick is on the outside of the pan as well. It really is so good.
Oh, I'm just going through all of the emails I've got. Oh, goodness me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all of these. I can't. Here's another clip. Oh.
A fantastic 10-year guarantee, but look, I just got to show you how good this is. Now, this is in our wonderful air fryer oven.
On the show as well with the air fryer, yeah.
We are doing our roast dinner. Can you see how it just slides around? Nothing sticks whatsoever. The quality of the non-stick is phenomenal. So I'm just going to pop that back in our oven there. So you imagine, because you can remove the handles, suddenly you can bake cakes in the pans. You can do your pineapple upside down cakes, little stews, curries, casseroles. You're only limited by your imagination, which is just so good. And then I'm going to just do a little tiny bit of scrambled egg here just to show you how good the non-stick is, because it is phenomenal. You will love with this Serrashore non-stick how good it is. Can you see? Again, it comes with a 5-year warranty on the pans, 10 on the handles. It's incredible, and they're dishwasher safe too. Can you see how nothing sticks? I'm just going to let that burn on there.
Lovely, yep.
And then what I'm going to do in this one here, I'm just going to pop some cheese in, because I'm going to do the quickest cheese sauce that you've ever done.
Now we do have a variety of sizes, don't we? Of course, you've got your 2 interchangeable handles, but you've got your saute pan, the 2 different saucepans as well, the wok as well. So all of it included in your amazing 13-piece set. Induction hob compatible, as you can see, with what we're using, and also any hob type. So if you're cooking on gas, cooking on electric, it is good to go. And Paul, as you say, oven safe. Just detach the handle, pop them in the oven up to 260 degrees C.
They certainly are.
Air fryer safe, as you just saw. But also, Paul, I've had the pleasure of watching the master at work, because with the chicken, different cooking times on your potatoes and your garnishes. So you've been taking that out, adding things, putting it back in.
You can all the way through.
Brilliant.
Now look, I just want to show you the non-stick. So this is scrambled egg that I've purposely left, and look, it just comes away. Your clean up is next to nothing. So I'm just going to pop that on our pan there, and I'm just going to, again, we're cooking on induction, but it could be halogen, electric, gas. Look at that, look.
Yeah, you stick that in the wash quickly, but here we quickly wipe it.
I promised you the quickest cheese sauce you've ever made, didn't I?
Yeah.
Now, so there it is.
That's not sticking, it's good.
It's not sticking at all, no. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some in and let it burn, okay? Because I want to show you how good this non-stick is. So I've got our tortilla chips. Right. Now, look at that.
Oh my goodness me.
Now, look at that, look. I promise you, if you have a nibble on one of them, you will just love it. But what I'm going to do is
let it cool down for a second.
I'm going to purposely, I've left some in the pan.
Yes.
I'm going to let it burn on.
Okay.
I've got
to show the
extra
Serrashore
cheese. Yeah.
Coating.
To show how bad it is. I've even got some milk. If you've ever burnt milk in a pan before, you know how terrible it sticks. It really is. So we're doing the worst that we can throw at it, and I'm going to let that tick over there just to show you how bad it can be. But in the next one here, I'm just going to fry off some onions just to show you. Oh, please try it. It's
got my eye on one of these. I was waiting just because I didn't want to burn my mouth with the cheese sauce. But look at that.
Now again,
oh, he naturally is at home in front of a movie.
At home, anything like that.
But
just going to do some stir-fried veggies in here.
That's amazing with the cheese sauce as well.
Oh, isn't it delicious? Was that the quickest cheese sauce that you've ever made? Now again, it looks horrendous mess, doesn't it? Can you see how that's burning? So obviously you wouldn't do this at home, but you can imagine the phone goes and someone knocks at the door, stuff like that.
Or you just leave something, the base of something's cooking away.
Nothing.
Oh, that's really good. It's peeling away.
This is how forgiving these pans are, and this is why I just love them so much.
So a great name as well, isn't it? From Tower.
You imagine. Look at that. You know, lots of pans, stainless steel pans, that would never stick.
You almost think, when you see the words non-stick, you almost think that some manufacturers should put the non-stick in inverted commas, like non-stick, you know, unless, you know, but that looks like a genuine non-stick, just easy. And that's the Serrashore ceramic coating, and also the decades of experience from Tower. Remember, right from the early 1900s, Tower have been doing this and making amazing quality cookware. And now it's pancake.
Well, I'm going to show you something else now. So I'm going to make a mess on the side, okay?
Okay.
Now, because not only have you got the Serrashore amazing non-stick on the inside, you've got it on the outside as well. And it really is fabulous.
Have another one of
And
these.
while that's cooking on the outside, I'm just going to throw some of our chopped meats in there, just to do something sticky like that, with that amazing even heat distribution. Can you hear that wonderful sizzle? It really is so good. I haven't used any oil whatsoever.
Oh wow, because it suggests like little oil, not as much.
Now,
So you put none in, right? It's amazing.
Yeah, and did you see with our stir-fry vegetables here, again, little or no oil, which is just fantastic, but nothing is sticking whatsoever. It really is that fantastic.
The Serrashore ceramic.
Well, that is the quality that you get. Look at that, look. Can you
Now you got
see?
this pancake mix gluing itself to the outside.
Gluing it to the side. I don't know whether you can see it yet.
Yeah. It's
There you
baking
go.
itself on there. Yeah.
Right, so, and now obviously the cameras, we haven't done this on camera, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up a bit and then I'm going to give it a wipe.
Okay.
So you ready? This is only for TV purposes. Can you see how when, there you go,
Wow, that is
look at that, look.
That is
That was burnt on pancake mix on the side, it just wipes off.
So we know that even if the inside is non-stick, as they say, the outside definitely won't be. But here, the Serrashore non-stick genuinely is non-stick on the inside and on the outside.
That's it, it
Full
really
quality.
is. You're getting incredible quality.
Just to run through exactly what you're getting, Paul, then you're getting the 18cm saucepan, the 20cm saucepan, the 24 and the 28 frying pans, the 28 wok, that's 28 centimetres by the way, each time, 28 centimetres. You're getting the lids as well, 2 detachable handles, and of course the silicone lids too. And they all nest and stack inside each other. So if you've got really small amount of storage in your kitchen, space is a premium, then don't worry, they're not going to be sticking out handles everywhere, poking everywhere. The detachable handles make them so easy to store and to keep safe at home and stacked. Pop them in the dishwasher to clean them if you want, wipe them clean and keep going, wash them by hand and keep going, but you've got a 10-year guarantee on the handles and an extended 5-year guarantee on the pan. All you need to do is register on the website to actually activate that guarantee. But how amazing is that? And the detachable handles, so easy to use as well, aren't they?
They are so, it literally is at the click of a button like that. And then suddenly you've got your frying pan turns into your oven dish, your cottage pie dish, you know, anything like that. If you're doing a pasta bake, you can put the cheese on, pop the whole time, and then you can even take it in the oven. And now can you see how evenly, wonderfully cooked?
Yes. No, it looks really even, like no burning, no sticking or anything. Like,
fantastic.
Really good.
I'm going to do the worst scenario now. We've got our honey barbecue sauce here. So you imagine how sticky that is.
Yeah, now that would be a nightmare on your saucepan or your wok at home, wouldn't it?
It
But here,
certainly is. Oh yeah.
it's not having a problem.
And how much do you spend on like the sticky pork and stuff like that?
Oh, don't even
There
get me
you go.
started.
Look at that. Look.
So you can get those tastes at home. Like you don't need to worry. Like you know when you buy a new item of clothing, it's like, oh gosh, what's the washing instructions? When you buy like, or you look at a recipe, you think, what dishes am I going to need? What am I going to have to wash up afterwards? Is it a one wok job or is it a one saucepan job? Single pan. But this is like, don't worry, just get cooking and don't worry about the cleanup.
Oh, it is. It's fantastic. So we've got our sticky honey, our vegetables in there. We've got it all, and it's just done it so easy. Meals in minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look for my rice too.
Don't forget it's the Serrashore as well. So you've got the Serrashore coating, meaning this is a sort of surface, shall I say? Because this is like beauty is more than skin deep. This is a proper solid pan. So the whole thing is Serrashore. We're not talking coatings or thin layers here. The whole thing is that Serrashore ceramic non-stick. And you're getting your egg fried rice.
We certainly have. So we've got our chopped, wonderful, and our honey teriyaki there, and barbecue. We've got our wonderful egg fried rice that we're just going to do here now. Look at this, everyone. So
You just made your own takeaway.
Exactly, we really have.
Oh my goodness. So you're not limited with your type of hob, are you?
No, not at all, no. And you see how none of this is sticking whatsoever. It's incredible. It's going to make your washing up a breeze here
So
every single time.
When you're talking electric hobs, induction, gas, no worries. Use these pans on anything. take the handle off, stick the pan in the oven up to 260 degrees as well.
Nothing there
and put them in the air
sticking
fryer.
whatsoever. So we've got our wonderful stir-fry egg rice, which I'm just going to serve up here now.
Ooh, look at
Like
that
so.
fried rice.
Then I'm just going to grab the cloth
looking good.
and to show you how
Obviously at
quick
home you give
that
it a
is.
little wash.
Look at that, look, it just comes away in a matter of seconds.
Oh, nice.
And then look at that wonderful sticky pork. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some of the residue
Yeah.
in there, like so. I'm going to have to fill a plate there because we've made so much. I'm going to let the really get sticky.
Okay.
I'm going to add some cheese to burn it on. I've got some milk to burn it on, just to show you the ultimate that you can put these through.
So you're going the most drastic demonstration here to show the non-stick of the Serrashore ceramic, and you are getting a 13 pan or piece pan set here from the amazing Tower name. It's working out as $6.53 a component. You're getting the saucepans, you're getting the saute dish, you're getting the wok, you're getting the 2 detachable handles, you're getting the silicone lids, as well as the actual saucepan and pan lids as well. And you're getting a full set for the kitchen here. And they are oven safe up to 260 degrees C in the oven. Stick them in the air fryer as well. And with those silicone covers, you can maybe store for later or keep in the fridge or afterwards. Maybe if you've done a big cottage pie or a big lasagna and you've got any leftovers, maybe stick it in the fridge and put it in the oven again the next day, I guess.
And in a minute, I will talk you through all the pans because they're just incredible. Yeah. Please never think of this as just the wok, because they're so multi-usage. Now, I'm just putting it through the worst that it can do. You know, you wouldn't normally do this at home. I'm cooking on induction, which is very hot and very quick to heat up. And you know, look at this. Look, it just comes away.
You can see the burnt bits.
Nothing sticks whatsoever. And this is exactly what you want from a wok. You know, and nothing is sticking there at all. So I am trying to put it through the worst paces that I can do, and it just comes away clean.
It will be the bottom
every single time. And don't forget, you have got this on the side too. So it really is so good for coming away every single time.
We are still live, ladies and gentlemen, or I am anyway, and most of the crew. So please, it is really imperative you check out your baskets. What's the stock update now, Fraser? Whoa, we're down to the last 15% of the stock. So I guess people who wake up a little later in the day will be lucky enough to just get the last dregs of the stock. I hope we can get more in. It's one of our best-selling items for obvious reasons that they are superb. I give you my personal promise and guarantee that I am certain you will absolutely love these pans. They are so non-stick. You know, I've not managed yet to stick any kind of food stuff. I mean, you can do anything in these. You can do vegetables. You can bake in them. You can roast in them. I'm even doing hot dogs actually. Just here, you see. So there are hot dogs. Oh no, I'm only joking. Obviously, it's Yorkshire pudding. Oh no, sorry, it's Yorkshire Terrier. Yeah. Actually, true fact. Dog's name is Flash. It's a flash in the pan. But you could do chicken if you wanted to. I bet you could get, let me see, I bet you could get a whole chicken in there. Flash, I'm just going to put you over there. Shall we, oh yeah, here we go. There we go. So they've got a whole chicken there. Look, see? Yeah, you get a whole chicken in there pretty much. See? It's not a very big, is that a chicken or is that a male chicken? If that is a male chicken, it's a rooster, right? Or as we call them in England, well, I think you're aware of what we call them in England. It's not very big. I've seen bigger. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, oh, I forgot to mention the buffet server. We've got the buffet server on the show. There it is. Did you like that? Excellent. $29.99. Oh, we're actually showing the details. Oh, excellent. That was the buffet server. No, it's a plate warmer as well. You can actually take the compartments off, and then you have a warmed flatbed upon which you can put your plates and serve up lovely piping hot food that hopefully will stay warm until it gets to the table. By the way, speaking of food that you can take to the table, these pans, they go from the hob to the table. No. They go from the hob to the oven, to the table, to the fridge or freezer, and then to the dishwasher. But you won't need to put these in the dishwasher because they are, I mean, I'm getting all these suggestions. Yes, they're dishwasher safe, but you can literally rinse them under a tap. A little warm water. I don't even use, I do use washing up liquid, but a little squirt of washing up liquid in your pan and a little swish around with a cloth. I use a microfiber. And the excess food just comes off. You can't burn stuff to these pans. It doesn't matter what at least anything and everything I've tried, and I've tried it all. The only thing that did look, there's a toffee. I did put pure sugar. I tried white sugar and I tried brown sugar, and I melted them on the pan. And the sugar solution, the caramel basically, just floated around on the top. I did let it dry, or not dry, set. And that did require a little leverage and a spatula, or with a spatula, but it still came off, and it didn't take the non-stick with it. The non-stick is infused into the metal. So it means you don't need to use any excess fat. Look, there are burgers and there is bacon going in there. They are sausage burgers, actually. We've got meatballs, spicy meatballs on the other side, and eggs. Eggs. Okay, here's a little thing you can try at home if you want to. Get one of your pans, turn the heat all the way up, crack an egg in the middle, and leave it until it's burning. Literally, the bottom is virtually on fire. And then just shake the pan, and I promise you, it'll just roll around. You won't stick it. You just won't. So it's wonderful if you do omelettes. It's wonderful if you like a fried egg. And if you put the lid on, again, those lids, they have a steam vent, but they really do, because of the silicone seal, they trap the steam in. So they do actually steam vegetable and foods properly. Cheese, not going to stick cheese to that. In fact, one of the snacks I make when I do my ketogenic diet is I get my saute pan and I take some grated cheese like that, and I sprinkle little sort of dollops of it into the pan and let it melt, and then I flip it over and I make sort of cheese crisps, and they're absolutely delicious. But you can use two handles because the handles are detachable, remember, for this reason. The handles don't go in the oven, but you will, in all seriousness, get a big old chicken into that saute pan, a great big side of beef, or a ham, or a gammon, or a rack of lamb, or and if you don't eat meat, you do a big nut roast in there if you want. You can use these as your bakeware, as well as your roasting tins, and also as your pans, be they frying or sauce, or saute. And a wok. You even get a wok. I used to pay, I actually for years only typically used a wok more than anything else. Now, I had a slightly bigger one, but it was about 35, 40 quid that I used to pay for my woks, and then they'd sort of, the non-stick would start coming off and I'd throw them away. And that's the thing. The non-stick will not peel or flake off of these pans. And we had a question earlier about how long do I think that the non-stick will last. I can't say for sure, but I don't think the non-stick will ever come off. It's fused into the metal. And these are cast aluminium, so they're lighter than cast iron, but you still have strength even though they are lighter. So they're easier to use, particularly if you've not got the greatest strength in your wrists or your arms. And they are non-stick outside and in. So if you do spill... did I tell you about my rim? I didn't, I'm so sorry. So these have a rim, they have a special rim. It's a non-drip lip. And the non-drip lip goes all the way around. So it doesn't matter whether it's a frying pan, a saucepan, the saute pan. When you go to pour stuff out, it doesn't drip down the side of the pan and all over the hob and all of that. It's a non-drip lip. What else can I tell you? It's a lip that don't drip. They are absolutely brilliant. Please check out your baskets. We're down to literally the last 15%. We have hundreds of you that have bought this pan set tonight. If you've just tuned in, then why don't you flip over to ITV1+1, or if you're in Scotland, STV+1, where we will be on the air for the next hour still, and make sure you get your pans. I think they're the best pans that you can buy for that money. Music Collectibles tomorrow night. I'll see you there.